It's on?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Got the light?
Yeah.
More space. Put the light up. Hopefully. Kanye West Twitter account locked after offensive tweet aimed at Jewish community. 6 threats about the threat to Jewish community. And see, that's what the people like Kanye West don't understand. He make these statements, right? But they don't. It just gives them fuel to play the victim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though what he's saying is true, you know, did you see it?
Yeah. That he was that he was gonna speak out against Jewish. That it wouldn't be anti-Semitic because he's a real Jew.
And it's true, but when you go to the word Shem, it's a whole different. It means a whole. Well, I will bring it up. Hey, Shalom. We want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. We want to say double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And salutations. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai. Okay, we out here another week. The Wadi Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai. And we the brothers from Gmshawaii, still pushing, still telling the truth. Okay, still pushing the spirit of prophecy, because that's where we're in. And as you see Jake waking up, the dry bones are waking up. Starting off with the hopeful elect, and then you even got Jake in the world, you know, that know a little bit of something. You got these celebrities, certain particular celebrities, they're waking up and they're speaking out against the rulers that be. There's a quote that said, if you want to know who's in power, look at the people you can't talk about. Okay, and we know that who's in power, starting off with the super elite. The members of the super elite, they're all Amalekites. Anybody saying? They're all Amalekites who call themselves so-called Jewish today. Or J-Brews, man. Okay? With Spark That, talking about Kanye West. They get Job 9-24 about this shot. After you get what you got, because I'm sure you got something that's like on point.
Job 9-24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's right. So the Lord told us that he gave the power of the earth to the wicked, man. And we know by process of elimination that the rulers of the earth today are the Edomites, man, the so-called white man and woman, you know, and it's starting off with their chief tribe, which is the tribe of Amalek, man, which own every industry in the entire world. The economy, entertainment, sports, everything is owned by Amalek. Amalek, yep.
Yeah, because they have the authority, like the brother was saying, the priest was saying, like, yo, when you look at who's ruling in the banking industry, it's the Amalekites at the top. It ain't no Israelites, it ain't no Moabites, it ain't no Ammonites, it ain't none of them people, man. It's the Edomites, starting off with Amalek, man. It used to be a website that you would go to. It was like 500 years, not 100 years, like 75 years or 50 years of Jewish rulership in America, man. And it had basically, it wasn't called rulership, but it was prosperity. Basically, all these different companies that you see in this world, major companies, they're ran by so-called Jews, man.
Right.
You know, you look at YouTube, the CEO of YouTube is an Amalekite woman. You know, and when you can't even really talk about them like that, they'll strike your videos down, man. And you can't speak against the authority, or they'll strike your videos down, man. Strike your page down.
All the major corporations, you know, that are in charge of transport, the electrical grids, the fuel, all that stuff. How do you call it? Shoot, I forgot. Some of the resources.
Say again the term you about.
Yeah, like they're in charge of all the corporations that are in charge of basically everything that runs society.
Yeah,
like
the natural resources.
Yeah, but like the transportation, the electrical grids, all that
Logistics.
stuff is all that stuff is owned by Amalek, man. A perfect example is Nestle. Nestle owns basically every single brand of any type of food in the whole entire world, man. And they branch it out to like, oh, you could have Kellogg's or this or that, man. But at the end of the day, it all goes back to one giant corporation called Nestle.
Yeah,
and who owns it? It's Amalek.
Yeah, it's a false sense of choice.
Yep.
And it ain't just with food. You got food, bacon. Those are major industries, man.
Yeah.
Because when's the last time you heard of the Jackson family head of the bacon industry? Never. And I'm talking about the Negro family. When's the last time you heard of the Rodriguez family? Own it. If they is Jackson or Rodriguez, it's Edomites, man. It ain't no Israelites. Yeah. It ain't no Israelites, man. You got something?
Yeah, real quick. This is Mark 4:22. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." That's right, man. And you know, even though Kanye is not in the truth, you know, the Lord is using those type of individuals to further expand this word, man.
Yeah.
Because whether they shut his account down, whether they get rid of him or reprogram him, guess what? He already pushed out that fact, because it is a fact.
Yeah, it's a known fact.
That's right.
Amongst the super elite, they know exactly who the real Israelites are, man. And that's why they just like we just said that we had referenced that quote. Who you know who's running the world when you can't speak against them. Hey, you know who the true people are when they're being hell of oppressed, man.
That's right.
If you gotta know. Why? Like you see the so-called J-Brews, they run the music industry. And they'll allow you niggas to get on the music, the microphone, and say nigga this, black, Africa. But as soon as you start calling yourself an Israelite, that is a fucking problem, man. Look at that dude some years ago, Kendrick Lamar, man. On his album, I don't know if they let it slip, I don't know if it just got by the people. But he said, don't call me black no more, they ain't a fact no more, I'm an Israelite. And it had the whole internet on an uproar. Then Kodak Black jumped on the wagon. Because they found out through members of family, or I think Kodak Black found out when he was in jail, he spoke to one of those brothers from the House of David, man. And they told him that, hey, look, you're an Israelite, man. Showed him in the Bible and all of that. So then he started taking to it, to some extent. But the money and the fame, that shit, lull them niggas right back to sleep. Even like Kanye West, man. Like he was saying in one of his recent interviews, man, that basically whenever he says something, they try to make it like he's crazy, man. And that's always happened with Jake that get into these industries, man. When Jake get into these industries, man, they already found out they're Israelites, man. But they don't have no moral integrity to stick to the fact that they're Israelites. They'd rather the bad, you know? And like Kanye West, hey, the scripture says, man, what shall a man earn if he gain the whole world and he loses his own soul? The scripture also says that you can't serve two masters, man. Listen, man, when you come serve your Gmshawaii fourth bottle, man, you gotta leave that shit in the world. You know, yeah, it's cool that niggas say you're Israelite and all this other stuff. He's telling the truth. All right? But at the same time, it's like, is he gonna leave that and worship Gmshawaii? I think not, man. A lot of times the dudes say stuff to draw attention to himself. I did a video on it over the week, man, about him speaking about White Lives Matter. Getting the people riled up to maintain interest in him, man. But then, like the brother was saying, his programming fucking up, or he's fighting against his programming, man. You know, he's fighting against it, and he's like, look, I'm an Israelite, because the spirit in him is an Israelite. He is definitely an Israelite. His children are Israelites, man. They're more than just a so-called, more than just children of Israelite, man, from the tribe of Judah, or Benjamin, or Levi, or Issachar, or Gad. We don't know, but you see the spirit in him. It says, we're not going to stick on Kanye West all day, but what we will say.
Yeah, I left them right there. Just,
okay.
Maybe it'll last. These are turning on.
It's the wind. When the wind subsides, go with it. Like, he fell.
No, I put them there purpose.
No, but one fell.
Oh, okay. Romans 8 and verse 16 says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are sons of the living power.
Yeah, when the children, when the sons, the word children, it goes back to the Hebrew word bun, which would the Spirit itself bear. Can you look at it in NLT?
In the NLT it says, for his spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are God's children.
Yeah, and that Lord, that spirit is the spirit of truth.
That's right.
The spirit of Gmshawaii, the spirit is bearing witness, is joined with that spirit, and it tells us that we're the children of the Most High, man. Because when you start reading the Bible with truth, with the spirit of the Lord working with you, and truth and understanding, you start saying, well, wait a minute, that sounds like us, man. That we went through that, man. Or we're going through that. It tells you where the Israelites are going to be in the end of the world. Hey, even our forefather Yaakov, who the scripture says calls his name Jacob, he prophesied to his sons, man. Hey, this is going to happen. This is in Genesis, bro. Like, this is like 3,000-4,000 years ago, bro. And he said, hey, this is where y'all going to be at the end of the world, man. At the end. So that forefather was a prophet. We come from prophets, man.
That's right.
They're prophets of all the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know, they're prophets, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, man, which make up 144,000. Those are the principal men of those tribes, man.
Right.
Those are the same men, those same spirits were with Yahushua when he was building all of this, man. Everything you see, from the trees to the sky to the moon to the earth to the everything, man. I'll be here all day trying to name some of the works of Yahushua, man. But let it be known, those first spirits, those choice spirits, was with Yahushua, man.
Right.
Okay? The point of the matter is that our spirit is likening to the Most High. We're the greatest people on the planet Earth, man. We don't get no credit for it unless we entertaining somebody, shucking and jiving. And that's what you see this dude Kanye West is going through. This ain't the first time this nigga was bucking up against his program. It's like the Matrix, man. Once you wake up, bro, it's hard to go back to sleep. And again, don't think for once that this man doesn't know, or that they didn't talk. Look, man, they all know. They just don't want to give it up what they have, they worldly gain in this world, man, to serve the Lord, man. And it ain't given to them to do so. It's not given to them to serve the Lord, man. These other nations, they ain't waking up and look, that spirit that nigga ain't no Israelite. This guy, he ain't no Israelite, man. You can tell. I seen a whole bunch of heathens that down like these are not Jakes, man. It's something different about them, man. You got some awkward Jake out there. Yeah, but they don't, right, they ain't got no life, man. There's no spirit. The spirit of life is not in them, man. If you took all the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, those that go back to us on their forefathers' side, let's take all of them off the earth, man. This earth would suck, man. You would have no ingenuity. You would have no spirit of life, joy. You would have none of that because these nations, they're incapable of that, man.
That's right.
I don't care how so-called great they purport themselves to be. They don't got it, man. So again, the spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the sons of the living power, man. Right. And the world, whether they want to admit it or not, they waiting for us to wake up, man, and be put back into our rightful position, man. Go ahead, bro.
That's right, and I wanted to say, man, you know, because you were going into it, you know, that spirit that's inside of the Israelites, man, when it's oppressed, it wants to get out, man. And even though, you know, those people like Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar and all of them, you know, they basically sold out to Satan and to Esau, man. When they're being oppressed so much, they want that righteous spirit to come out. But then again, the world and the things that are therein draw them back into the world. Because once Esau comes and tells them, look, if you don't stop talking about this, we're gonna take all your worldly gains away from you. Then they're gonna be like, damn, do I keep believing in this, or do I just fuck it and keep living the life that I'm living in luxury and all this shit? And 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you can say, you know, these people that are in high positions, they're not gonna leave it, man.
My question is this: what make the so-called J Brews? What make them better than any other people? What makes their suffering more important than the suffering of the children of Israel, man?
That's right.
That's what I want to know. And you can't tell me just 70 years, or then anything that they claim that happened in the ancient world, that didn't happen to them. They weren't there. Ask any so-called J Brew that's a person, especially go over to the state of Israel, and ask them, did they lose their identity? They'll say no. They always knew. I saw this one Hasidic. This dude said that he could trace his lineage all the way back to Abraham. Every last one. I was like, this nigga's lying. He's got to be lying, man.
Definitely.
You know?
What's up, man? Where do we have the technology to do that? If even the same scientists that specialize in DNA testing tell you that you can only trace back about 300, max 400 years of lineage. And Abraham was when? Thousands of years ago, man.
For real. At the time of Yahushua, Abraham was like 14 generations, man.
That's right.
Something like that. 14 generations, man. Something like that. You know, it was far, man. Because it was like, look, you only 33, you less than 50 years old. You talk about Abraham? We'll be happy to see you. But they didn't know he was Isaac, man. They couldn't understand that.
That's right.
That was over Jake's head back then. Okay? So the point of the matter is that as long as we call ourselves anything other than Israel, man, it was all good, man. When you was running around here in dashikis, calling yourself African, hey, they had no problem with that. So-called white man was cool with that, man. He ain't like the fact that you was in that rebellious, revolutionary spirit. But he understood that the reason why didn't he like that? Because he understood that we're always a rebellious people, man. When you look at what happened in the ancient world in Jerusalem, the Romans had their hands full with Jake, man. What Edomite nation you know will rebel and buck up the way Jake do, man? None. Not even the so-called J Brews, man. Okay? We are the children of Israel. Get Romans, not Romans, Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. Now this is, at first it was talking about actual Israelites, man. But now this fits the J Brews, man.
Right. Well, Revelation 2:9, I know that works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, because you got even in Israel, you got Jakes that serving Satan, man. They're the house of Satan. They ain't the house of Yahweh. They acting like it, but they deceiving people, telling you that the C hip ain't the C hip, telling you that Edomites can be saved, telling you that the MOTB not the C hip, telling you all manners of things. Yeah, they're giving you a little bit of sprinkle, man. They'll tell you, oh, you an Israelite. They'll have a sign out there. And you got some of them Israelite groups lying to the heathen, telling them that they got a part in this, man. Especially the Japhites, man. We got to wrestle with them motherfuckers every so often, man. And we ain't seen them niggas since. Remember they came out to the camp that day? They had the beach chairs. They brought their kids out there. We told them, look, the most y'all got is that we are scattered amongst you, man. But at the swap meet, man. Holding camp at the swap meet. And they wasn't even holding camp. They was sitting with a tent and a sign. It was Jake's there. It was Japhites there looking bugged out. You know? That's right. But the point of the matter is,
I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
And them J-Brews ain't in poverty, man. They're not in poverty, man. Look at them. We just told you they run the fucking world, bro. The Rothschilds are an Edomite, so-called J-Brew family, man. Without a doubt. Their father was their great-great-great-grandfather was their great-great-great-great-grandfather was a rabbi, man. And they try to play this part like, oh, they wouldn't accept us because we're Jewish. The aristocracy. There's a documentary on YouTube called Aristocracy, and it talks about the Rothschilds. And they play this role, this humble role. They wouldn't accept us because we're Jews. We were new money. You know what I'm saying? But the aristocracy don't even exist no more like that. Why? Because they done infiltrated that. They done infiltrated that. I know that some people say that Queen Victoria could be a Jake, you know, but I was looking at some information about her, man. Let's just say, with me, I'll speak as a man. Hey, it's a coin toss, man. Whether she one of our people, but she had an actual Israelite cousin, like that. She looked light skinned. They don't talk about her though. Oh, but yeah. When she was alive, that was Queen Victoria's best friend. They had her in a meeting. She was not no nanny, bro. She was not taking care of none of them ugly ass Edomite kids. They were family, man. So yeah, Queen Victoria could be a Jake that just looked like an Edomite woman, man. And she got bought out by the Rothschilds, man. She didn't want to fuck with them in the beginning, man. They invited her to the Rothschild mansion. They talk about this in the documentary. They invited her to the mansion, and she ate upstairs, man. She didn't even want to eat downstairs with them motherfuckers, bro. She didn't want to get busy with them. But she had to because there was the money. Yeah. And that's where it is. These monarchies are nothing but talking heads, just like presidents, just like prime ministers, governors. They're all talking heads, man. They're slave. Hey, the scripture, can you get that scripture that says the borrower is lender? I mean, is subject to the lender. That's all it is. And Kanye West is a borrower, man. He's subject to the lender, man. He signed them contracts. Those are nothing but slave deals, man. He don't own his music. He don't own his rights. Shit, the nigga don't even own his name. And he do what they tell him to do, man. They probably told him to say that dumb shit, man. Because it came out of nowhere. Yeah, it really did. Like all the shit that this nigga do, it come out of nowhere. It ain't like the nigga was out here. Like, and then I was thinking about this driving to Kent. I was like, yo, if this nigga really wanted to do something, he would go to the real men of the Lord, starting off with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and he would help out. Somehow, some way, if Kendrick Lamar, see, they'll take a hit to their career, but their career is already on the fritz. Kanye West can't really make no good music no more. When's the last time he really produced some good music, man? I know his label is called Good Music, but the nigga comes out with a shtick. His last album was called what? Jesus. Well, before his last album was Jesus is King. Then the nigga did Donda and brought out fucking Marilyn Manson, a known Satanist, nigga. Straight up, this nigga know all he do is Satanism, bro. Yeah. Like that nigga go to sleep, wake up, Satanism all the time. So I don't believe nothing Kanye West say. I don't feel sorry for the nigga. Yeah, I'm not trying to big the nigga up, but I will say some of the shit that he say you can use to edify, man. One being that the so-called Negroes in America are the tribe of Judah. That's right. And that the rest of the tribes, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, all you brothers in Asherite land from Colombia all the way to Uruguay, that includes Brazil. You know what I'm saying? You're Israelites, man. You got Judah, Asher, all them down there, man. You got Asher living in a primitive state right now over there, up in the Amazons, man. Them niggas don't want to wake up. But guess what? They Jakes. They may not know it, they may not recognize it, they might not even care. But the Israelites, that's right. They're the Lord's people. And they gotta know. Go ahead, brother.
This is Proverbs 22:7. It says, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
That's right, man. Read it again.
Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
And right there, who's the poor? The Israelites. These people on this side right here. We're the poor. Right. Okay? I don't care if you got $1 million or $1 billion. Nigga, you poor. Hey, I just saw an article about they call Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Kanye West, Jay-Z. They called them poor billionaires, man. Them niggas didn't even make enough money to be considered a real billionaire. In order to be considered a real billionaire, you gotta have $2.9 billion according to the white man in his list. You gotta be worth more on or more than $2.9 billion dollars, man. Now, of course, to us, you give me $1.2 billion, brother. Hey, we billionaires, brother. But in the white man's eyes, no, you're not. You're poor. You're nothing. Because that's not real money. Hey, look at Jeff Bezos. He's a fucking bum. Yeah, you see the nigga on a yacht. He got his head shaved. He paid all kinds of people to give him a new nutritious diet. He works out. And you're like, oh, he's rich. The life. That shit don't even interest me, man. When I was in the world, it probably did. But now that shit don't even. I can't sit through 5 minutes of them shit because I know where the real money at, and it's with the Rothschilds, man.
That's right.
Them motherfuckers own countries, man. People, man. Resources, man. And they money didn't come from some internet scheme. You look at the nigga Elon Musk. He ain't the richest man in the world. What? If he was the richest man in the world, he would make policy moves, man. When he would come to your city and town, motherfucking the politicians would come down and pally with him, man. They don't do that. I seen a video years ago. This nigga Elon Musk driving in a car down the street, just driving in some old school type car down the street, not a Tesla, some old school shit. You don't never see the Rothschilds do that shit.
Oh,
When's the last time you seen Jacob Rothschild, Evelyn the Rothschild driving any fucking thing? Never, nigga. Even the queen, that bitch, when she was alive, that old bitch, she was driving her own car, man, and she just thought it was so exciting. See the shit that Jake do? He started looking at it like, oh man, if they do it, oh wow. They're talking about the bitch eat out of Tupperware. The Rothschilds gonna eat out of Tupperware? Tupperware? Plastic? Nah, bruh. You ain't gonna, even the nigga Bill Gates don't even drink out of plastic, man.
That's right.
But that nigga was standing in line to get a burger. So they do that to make them niggas look human, to make them niggas look acceptable amongst the poor. The Rothschilds ain't gotta do that, man. You ain't never, ever seen Jacob Rothschild go to any fucking food truck. When's the last time you seen Prince Charles poking his hand in Evelyn the Rothschild chest? You ain't never seen it. But there's pictures of Evelyn the Rothschild doing it to him.
That's right.
Doing it to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just levels to this shit.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There's levels to it. And the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they on a high level, man. They above the law.
They're
See?
above the money.
They're above the money, bro.
They control all the infrastructure of economics.
What
man.
did one of the Rothschilds say? I care not who makes the laws, as long as I make I create the money, some shit like that. As long as I got the ability to create the money, because people follow the money.
That's right.
The money system. Because the FRNs that we use, that's not real money. Those are just digits in a fucking computer, man. And then the papers are just nothing but IOUs, worthless pieces of paper. When's the last time you seen a Rothschild hold up a money phone like this? Like this. When's the last time you seen you know what I'm saying? When's the last time David the Rothschild, the plastic Jesus, was walking around like this? Never. Because they're the lender. They're not the borrower, man.
That's right.
And when you look at people like Kanye West and these other individuals that you know, they're subject to the lender, man. That's why any given time they'll find some shit and fuck that money up, and you're a bum now. This nigga Kanye West walks on the dark side, bro, and feigns walking on the light side. We walking on the light side. The true men of the Lord are poor. We're poor. That's why the Lord said, I know thy poverty and tribulation, but thou art rich. When are we rich in faith? We rich in spirit. And that's worth more than anything on this earth. Our spiritual riches. You can't put a number on that. Hey, brothers in the kingdom ain't gonna be, oh, you're gonna know the brother Quran Allah. You're gonna look at a list of ultra wealthy Israelites. And you're gonna be like, he's worth 100 billion shekels. No.
Yeah.
This man ain't got a price to him, man. You know why? Because Yahweh Shai paid it for him already. I don't have a price in my head. Yahweh Shai paid that price with his blood. And that blood is priceless, man.
Right.
You can't put it on that. Money ain't gonna money. What's money? In the kingdom of heaven, we're not even gonna think about that shit. When brothers, I go to this brother's house, You come to my house, man, we ain't gonna talk about money. Yo, bro, you gotta know. You just gonna get something to eat. You got enough money. What?
Right.
Everything gonna be free for us. Even the regular Israelites, man. When they go shopping, they just go and go get garments and shit, man. Foods and shit, man. Why? Because it's gonna be there. It's theirs. How can you buy your own shit? It don't make no sense. But the other nations, they're gonna be subject to us, man. Because we're gonna be the lenders in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna be at the Lord's bank at his table, man.
The ones that control the resources control the pricing, man.
Yeah.
You know, so just how Esau eat them now, the Rothschilds, all these top elite families, they don't have prices on anything because they're the ones that set the price. They don't come and talk to each other like, hey, look, we gotta invest $2 million. Like, nah, they're just gonna say, hey, look, we gotta move shit around over here, find out how much they want for this crap, and then we'll just sell it whatever we want. Like, they're not talking like, oh, I gotta pull out this many millions. Like, nah, just go find out how much those motherfuckers want, and then we'll take over this whole shit.
That's it.
And that's it.
And everybody got a price.
That's right.
Every country, every person has a price, except the elect.
That's right.
They got a price, man. They just, like the brother said, they don't even do that. In some cases, it's 38 trillion gold in this land. Oh, Uganda? Hey, what assets do we have in Uganda? That's what they're saying. What assets do we have? And he turns, oh, we have about 60 much. Oh, okay.
Oh, we just control the water supply and this.
That's nothing. We'll choke them out. Well, something to happen. Like I'm even in Aristocrat. I'm telling you, gotta watch Aristocrats, man. Aristocrats with Jacob Rothschild. This nigga said even in that shit. Oh, in 2008 we made. Oh yeah, we did well. What did we do about 2.8? And we don't know what that word meant. He was talking about real shit. He was like, oh, we got what, 2.8 trillion? Oh, I'm thinking about 2.8 trillion. Oh yeah, we did pretty well on that. It didn't fuck him up. He wasn't fucked up about the recession. Niggas is still trying to make it out of the 2008 recession, bro. And Jacob Rothschild is nothing, man. Hey, when this nigga walk into the room, bro, people start shivering around this motherfucker, bro. They tread carefully when speaking, man. Like this one dude, he's from a family that was wealthy too, next to the Rothschilds. In fact, they were richer than the Rothschilds. I forget the name. You gotta watch Aristocrats, man. Let me see if I can find that shit. But anyway, long story short, he was talking to the interviewer, the chick that was interviewing him, Rothschild, and the dude was standing next to him, right? He was like, oh yeah, isn't it weird that, his family, because his family lost their wealth after the war, after the Great War, after 45. It was like, isn't it crazy that, isn't it crazy that, you used to be as rich as them? And the guy was like, oh, you start shrieking? Oh no, we will never, no. He was scared, man. And this nigga's a sculptor now. He makes artifices. He makes sculptures for Jacob Rothschild now. And this nigga had a sculpture of plates. What? It was a gold plate and a bunch of white porcelain plates stacked up in a box. That was art. And that was Jacob Rothschild making mockery of this nigga and his family, man. Because they must have did something or didn't do something that the motherfuckers didn't like. So now they got your son sitting here and they making a mockery of this nigga. And he's weak as fuck, stacking plates, man. His art is trash, but it's stacking plates. I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch this video. When you watch it, bro, you're gonna be like, oh shit, look how they act. His daughter interviews him, man. Not some regular piece of shit person. You ain't gonna find name anybody that's a top news anchor in this world. They'll never talk to Rothschild. They're not worth it. Because they got somebody in on it who do the whole thing for them, man. Who say the right thing, who won't say the wrong thing. Their programming ain't gonna break up or act up around them, man. Go ahead, you got something?
This is 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 27. It says, verse 26, 1 Corinthians 1 and 26. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but the Most High has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty. That's right. And going back to Kanye West, this dude was not you know, or is not, nor any of these other, you know, nobles, if you want to call them that, of our people on this side, they're not the people that the Lord chose to bring out His word, man.
No.
Why? Because he was gonna show His power through what? Through bringing up the weak, the underdogs, man.
And the foolish things.
The foolish things.
We're looked up as foolish, man. Like, we're standing outside with our ancient garments on in front of a sign, a wooden sign, and we're talking, and people look at us like we're foolish. We're in the middle of nowhere. Okay, right now we in an undisclosed location. We was down in Waikiki for half a decade, man. Shit, a little over half a decade, man. Just out there every week. Week in and week out. Month in and month out. Year in and year out. People just walk by us looking like we crazy, man. Some people throw shit at us, start fights with us, cuss us out. Some people give us money. Some people listen. Right? Then we moved. We went to another spot. We was on top of a fucking hill. Well, people came though. People were out there week in and week out. Smoking and joking. Not giving a fuck, man.
Blasting music and
Yeah,
shit.
blasting music. And we were looked at as weak. Do you think if Kanye West was standing outside with a sign and an ancient Israelite garment on, in sackcloth, prophesying in sackcloth, that they would do that shit? Hell no. Kendrick Lamar, shit, even called it black, ugly, gremlin looking ass. Nick, everybody be out there, bro.
Oh yeah.
They be TMZ be out there. They'll fly here. They'll fly to Hawaii just to get a picture of this nigga and go, oh shit, he fell off. He fell off. What happened to him? Damn, homie. Last year you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? But the Lord didn't use them. Hey, there's not many noble, not many mighty. Yeah, keep reading.
It says, for you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Yeah.
But the Most High has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Yeah, and that's what's happening. If the Lord wanted the best rapper, that's why we ain't with that rap shit. Brothers got skills, brothers can spit, but we ain't using that to push this word. Why? Because if the Lord wanted the many noble men in this world, He would have grabbed them, man. Jay-Z would have been out here, LL Cool J, Kendrick Lamar, all these niggas that y'all like, Kanye West.
Right.
They would have been at camp holding signs like this. You know what I'm saying? With the beard on his face. Yeah, Kanye West got a beard on his face, but you can't trust this nigga. He wearing his hat that says 2023 on it, on all his videos and shit, videos now. And I take that as this nigga's he's a lesser luminary. Something's going down in 2023.
Yeah.
I believe that, man. Why the fuck he got that on? It ain't because of voting either, man. Something real's about to happen. We already know that though. Why? Because we're the real watchmen, man. The Lord didn't choose the mighty, the noble. If He wanted the mighty men out here, if He wanted some big, austere-looking people out here, man, The Rock would be out here. You name any, Ronnie Coleman. That nigga was built like a house. That nigga can't walk now. He can barely fucking walk.
Men that the fighters, Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
all of them, man.
But they ain't there because they don't love Yahweh Shem was shot.
That's right.
And the Lord don't love them. All Israel is not of Israel. There's the Israel of the Most High, which is the elect, and there's the rest of Israel, which is the Israelites in the world, man. From the very lowest of our people to the very exalted of our people that are in this world. The Lord ain't fucking with them right now, man. But that won't stop. That don't mean that He can't channel His spirit in them. He can't make them do something that's gonna spark some interest. Hey, man, Kanye West can have billions of people following him, man. They do. If the nigga put on a fucking cowboy hat today, he wear it, best believe you go out, next day, everybody's got a cowboy hat. Yo, you can tell a Kanye West fan. They got his clothes, his hoodie on, and a cowboy hat on. Why? Because they influenced them. And if the Lord wanted to influence all of Israel, He would have grabbed the mighty, the noble. You know? But He didn't. He chose the weaker things where the brother's going to keep reading. Second.
It says,
Scripture there, call it a reading.
1 Corinthians 1 and verse 27. But the Most High had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
We're the weak things of the world. We're looked at as weak. We don't have any army. We ain't got no mass influence, man. And we'd be lucky if 30 people listen to one of our live shows, man. We'd be lucky if we can get 500 people to sit through a whole video, man. Hey, when I look at that's why I don't get excited about views, man, because they'll tell you the average duration of a view, and it'd be like 11 minutes, man. And you done did a 40-minute video. You can't tell me that person watched 11 minutes of the video and then he got edified. Nah, man, because Jake got a short-ass attention span, man. That's why we can't really do super long videos, because like you got some Israelite groups, them niggas do 3 hours, 4-hour videos, and they really talking about nothing. We got to keep it concise, man. Hey, keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Because Jake, you got to be like that. You got to be on an elementary level with Jake, man. But unless the Lord is dealing with you, then you can go super deep with Jake. But if the Lord ain't really dealing with Jake, they just going to be there to go, man. I was looking at the Bible comparisons for that 1 Corinthians 1:27, and in the NIV it says, but in the NLT version, and it says, NIV, it says, but God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. But God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong, because you take the wise men. What's that one dude named, you might not know this nigga, Neil deGrasse. He's a so-called astronomer, a world famous black astronomer, right? But all the shit that nigga know, through the spirit power of Yahweh Shimon Shai, through the word of Yahweh Shimon Shai, will put that nigga to shame. He talks about, oh, this happened 150 billion years ago. And he's charismatic. People like him. And he starts talking all this shit. But it don't mount up to the word of the Lord.
That's right.
It's dung to the word of the Lord. Because the earth is not 150 million years ago. You don't know what the fuck was going on 150 billion years ago. They just put million and billion on shit, you accept it. They'll create some caricature and call it Lucy, some monkey looking, ape looking character, and call it, listen, man, in the beginning, man looked just like he looked today. Maybe a little taller, a little healthier, but ain't nobody look like no motherfucking monkeys, man. Except right. Esau. He went to that basic state when he was up in them fucking mountains. He got there. The Lord took him down.
That's right.
But it was always intelligence, inspiration on the earth, man. Man wasn't walking with his dick out, man. Excuse me for my language, man. Man had some type of sense, man.
That's right.
From the beginning, from the creation of man.
Yeah, the scriptures say that the thing that separated us from the animals, from the bees, was, speech and being able to basically think.
That's right.
Because the animals,
cognition. They say cognition.
Yeah, cognition. Yeah, yep. The animals don't think, and they can't. I mean, they think to a certain extent, but man was created to take care of the earth.
Yeah,
basically.
it was faculties, man, like speech. Animals can't speak like we can speak. They can speak, but they speak in a way, they can't speak in a way where people can understand.
That's right.
You gotta have a spirit on you to communicate with animals, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have cognition. They run it on an animal instinct, a beast instinct, man. They get hungry, they eat. They shit, they get horny, they fuck. They gotta move their bowels, they shit and they piss. They communicate through senses and shit. Smell, taste, hearing, sight, right? But they can't cognate those things and formulate it into something like we're doing, like words and shit. When we feel something, we know it's pain. If a dog gets hurt, it'll squeal because it hurts. It's that pain sensory makes them go, and it'll run off. But a man can make, I felt pain because this stabbed me. It went in me, and it hurt. And all this stuff, and they can just cognate this shit. But animals can't do that. Men can do that. They tell you about, make you think that the shit that Esau's creating is something brand new. There's a scripture in Ecclesiastes that says what? There is nothing new under the sun. Everything that it is has already been. See, can we say is there anything new under the sun? No, you can't.
Yeah, because all the questions that humans, you could say, have today, we had them in the ancient world.
Yep.
It's just that now, with technology, we have a closer look at how creation was made through microscopes and all that stuff. But still, even still, Esau, with all his technology, he cannot trace back how the Lord created everything and how things really and truly work, man. That's why he's trying to create alternatives of the creation, man. You know, because those things belong to who? To Yahweh Shemawashai ultimately, man. Yeah. The Lord wasn't about to give Esau the knowledge of how everything was created and how everything works, because what he would become ultimately a god on earth. And through technology, he's gone to a certain extent, but he can create or do certain things, you know, like create life, create new life, you know, human life. You know, he tries to experiment with the animals and all that stuff, but ultimately, what's the top creation? Ultimately, it's men, chiefly the Israelite man. You know, that's why he likes to experiment with Jake, do all sorts of things, because we, the Israelite men, are the top creation of the Lord, man.
This is Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the word and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And that's where we at. The book was sealed. And so this end, we're in the end. And Yahweh Shai, he broke those seals so that his men, the elect men, could get this knowledge and understanding through the elder men that taught them, like the apostles and the elders, right? And knowledge is increasing. So that's why in the end, knowledge shall increase. They'll tell you that they don't know how the pyramids were built. Well, they don't. But guess what? They use technology. There was technology back then. There was technology that they don't even have today. Because them buildings, some of them artifices are still, some of them edifices are still standing to this day. Like the pyramids. Right? They weren't using, right now you're using inferior technology, and then they calling it superior technology. But they already had electricity in ancient Egypt. I mean, it might not have been they had electricity and plumbing in the Middle Ages, nigga.
That's right.
They really did. I'm not making this up. Like the Moors, they brought all that shit to the and where did they get it? From other ancient men, because the knowledge was still there. It may not be in a way that you see it today, but it was always there. There were always mechanisms there, man. Mechanics there. But now that we in the end, knowledge is increasing. In the ancient world, you couldn't put 300 people on in a tube and fly them from Japan to in England in a certain amount of many hours. Nah, it took fucking months for somebody to go somewhere. But guess what? They had wheel technology. You know what I mean? They said, oh, this guy invented the wheel. No, he didn't. Boats. Oh, boat technology. That's technology that goes in a boat. Yeah. You just can't put 5 pieces of wood together and call it a boat and it float. No, man. You got to have understanding of curvatures. You got to have understanding of leagues of water. You got to understand a balance. All of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't throw some shit together and then stack it up with shit. And then, oh, it's a boat now, and we can put, no, man. That's high level technology, man. But it was back in the ancient world. But it wasn't to the where you see it today. Why? Because knowledge is increasing. People are able to talk to each other. Hey, look, in the ancient world, you couldn't stand something up and have a signal go out and people talk. We're talking to people across the world right now, man. We on one, right now it's daytime where we at, right? Going to the early evening. The people that's watching this video right now, it's nighttime, bro. Yeah. Our word is going out. Like the scriptures say in Psalms. Their word is going out. You know? Their line is going out. If Paul had this kind of technology, man, Paul would be up every night, man. And man would probably get no sleep, man. But the Spirit of the Lord be on him so strong, he just be in the camera talking. You know, speaking, prophesying, and preaching, man. But back in the ancient world, he had to write this stuff down, and he had to give it to trusted men, like Timothy, like Titus, to go get this word out and speak to these people, man. And then the people had to have enough integrity and understanding to know that this was a true word. Because now, knowledge has increased. Esau uses the technology to manipulate people, man. Right. Like if I wrote a letter to you in Colombia, say you was in Colombia, and I wrote a letter to you, you gotta be sure that it came from you. Gotta know my signature. Yeah. You gotta trust my signature. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know, you ain't gonna just, some random dude, Jose, just jot, hey, Kahan, Roy Howard sent this to you. Roy Howard sent this to you. And you look at it, this ain't coming from this brother, man. Why? Because, so it was a lot of trust back then. And now, people's trust has been manipulated by Esau, that when things go out, when you hear truth, you don't accept it as truth, man. Mind you, people had to actually take Paul's letters. Even Peter said that his letters were heavy, and that they were hard to comprehend, but yet they did it. Why? Because they trusted, that word was trusted. So again, they had to wait for those letters, man. So that's why when you get a letter from Paul, and we in Corinth, we get a letter from Paul, we all standing around trying to hear what is being said. And we know the Lord is dealing with this man. His authority had to reach through letter, but now the authority can just reach through a video epistle, man. We don't need thousands of people standing in front of us like well, why you don't go to the ghetto and preach? And we're going to get back to the word. We're just speaking right now in the spirit. Why you don't go to the hood? We don't got to go to the ghetto, man. Hey, there's brothers in the ghetto right now tuning in. We ain't got to go to Australia. We got brothers right now tuning in. Hey, they got a church in the Philippines, bro. They may be out there on the highways and benches. They don't got this on. Some of them do, but they got this one church. They just use the word, the word of the Lord, the name of the Lord, man. And they preach the Bible in truth. And they use Hebrew. They say Shalom, Rakatha, Yahweh, Rakatha, Yahweh, Shah. Where they get that at? They in the Philippines, man. They ain't never been in America, bro. Through the word, man, going out. So knowledge has increased. We're in the end. And in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna have technology, but we're gonna have technology and ancient technology, man. And it's gonna be gelled together righteously, man. That's how y'all gonna work. Hey, you heathen Edomites, starting with you heathens, starting with you Edomites, you gonna go back to the ancient form of technology to get shit done. Ain't gonna be no cat, the cat tractors and shit. Yeah. No, you ain't getting that. We gonna have that option to do it. You ain't getting that. You going back to how they did things in the ancient world. And it took time. And it took 14 years to build King Solomon's house, man. It took 7 years to build the house of Yahweh by Yahweh Shah. That had to get done first. Then Solomon's house was finished, complete. 14 years, bro. Shit, now you can build a house in a few months. If you got access to the proper technology and resources and it's on time, you can get it done, bro. I seen it. I seen people get that shit done in 30 days, man. It ain't the best. But it's a house. And they could charge somebody $400,000-$500,000 to live in that shithole, man. That underdeveloped shit, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says back in 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 28, it says, and the base things of the world and things which are despised as the most high chosen. Yeah.
And we're the base in this world right now. He's exalted in this world, and we're base. Well, we're regular men, just like Apostle Peter, Paul, the Hawashai. They were regular. They came out of the world. Before the Lord got his anointed, he grew up in a neighborhood, in a community of Israelites, man. And they thought he was just a carpenter's son, man. They didn't look at him as the prophet, that was the Messiah, that was sent to the nation of Israel to be a sacrifice, man. They just thought he was just a regular dude. The Lord didn't pull when he was gathering the disciples. He didn't pull men out of the Sadducees and high-level Pharisees, man. He didn't do that. Those are working-class men, man. Unlearned men. Unlearned men. That's base. That's low. Can you look at that? I'll look it up. What's the verse you're reading?
1 Corinthians 1 and 28.
Hey, this is in a NIV, 1 Corinthians 1 and 28, in the NIV, NLT. Okay, Bible comparison. And it says in the NIV, the Heavenly Father chose the lowly things of this world and the despised things and the things that are not to nullify the things that are. And in this world, Kanye West, he's a thing that's not despised. They'll try to cancel him and shit, but We're the lowly, man. We're despised, man.
That's right.
People spit at us, man. No matter what Kanye West said, I guarantee you, if Kanye West was standing in this park right now and it was known that Kanye West was going to be out here at 4 o'clock with a sign, preaching a prophet sign, man, it'd be millions of people. This park would be filled. People be out here with their fucking beach shirts. When is he going to perform? They out here talking, people going to be mad, but they're going to be out here. Kim Kardashian, oh, maybe Kim's going to be out there. All the bitches will be out here looking like Kim Kardashian. All the BBL bitches be looking like Kim Kardashian. Right? Am I right?
Hell yeah.
It'll be all kinds.
Getting ready for Kanye's entourage.
Yep, waiting for him to come in. They'll stand out here all day. They'll be out here. We want to get a good seat right here, right in front. The bench should be blocked off. The trash cans be picked up. You know?
That's right. This is in the same verse in the NLT. It says, the Most High has chosen the things despised by the world, things counted as nothing at all.
Yeah, and amongst our people, the world of Israel, we're counted as nothing, man. They're like, what? You guys? That's why when salvation comes for us, Lord, when we part of the elect, you people are going to be that much more perplexed, man.
That's right.
You gonna like, what? Them niggas? Kanye West just know he got a spot on the chariot, man. He did all this stuff for Jesus. He did an album for the nigga. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do it for Yahushua. He did it for somebody named Jesus. And he said, that guy is king.
Right.
And when you type in Jesus, that nigga is an Edomite. That nigga is leaning on a cross in a church somewhere in South America like this. All over Jake, man. This nigga is exalted, standing with his hands like this. That's the Jesus they talking about.
It says, and use them to bring to nothing what the world considers important.
Yeah. And we telling you that the shit that you see in this world that is important, it's going to come to nothing. It's going to be burnt the fuck up. From the buildings, to the people, to the material gain, to the so-called economical wealth. All that shit's going to be brought to nothing. And you know who the Lord used to bring that word out? And like us. Nothing. Once we take the garment off, and we turn the camera off, and we get back in our cars, nobody reverences us. Right. Nobody's calling us. Nobody except for the brotherhood. We go right back to work, cleaning toilets, banging nails. We're looked at as nothing. But guess what? The Lord is using us to confound, to break down the things that are, man.
Right.
You got it, brother.
It says in verse 29, and as a result, no one can ever boast in the presence of the Most High.
And that's right. So we can't boast in the presence of the Most High. First of all, we doing what's commanded of us, man.
That's right. That's
the first thing. And it ain't even of our will. When we was growing up, we didn't think he was gonna be doing this, bro. I didn't even know this man, bro. I didn't. 5 years ago, I didn't know this brother. In the spirit, I did. We know now. But 5 years ago, bro, 5 years ago, you would not thought that, I'll be in Hawaii with this brother and then party out there preaching, man. He didn't know that, yo. Let's take it back 6 years ago. I didn't know. You know? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, he brought us together, man.
That's right.
And then we on the same type time, man. We think alike, man. We breathe alike, man. In Yahweh Shai. We're one. We're on one accord. We're one. You can't tell when we go back into the world right now, we on Superman mode. When we take this off, we go back in the Clark Kent mode, man.
That's right.
We, whoever you call us in the world, whatever our names are in the world, that's what they know us as, man. That's until we be revealed, them like, what? Huh?
That's right.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, and it says, and as a result, no one can ever boast in the presence of the Most High. Like the elder said, not the men of the Lord or neither the heathens, man, because, you know, especially Esau, he likes to boast himself to be the man that knows everything, you know? And at the end of the day, when the Lord comes and executes judgment and establishes his kingdom and his people, man, nobody's gonna be able to boast, man. Not even those that are part of the elect.
Why, man? That's not even a fucking road to do that kind of shit on, man. And then the nigga slows down over here. Nobody even looking at these niggas, man. You think we insignificant? How much more these people, man? And inside of Yahweh Shah, look, we're not even in a place where you would think that would happen. That used to happen a lot downtown, man.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers come through with the motorcycle.
People to look at them and
shit. Ain't no audience here for that shit, man. That's just demons, man. trying to upset the word, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so when the Lord establishes his kingdom, you know, not even the men of the Lord are going to be boastful, because, you know, we know and understand that it's through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that we got there, man. You know, and these heathen nations, man, when judgment is executed, man, nobody's going to have a say in whether the Most High exists or not, man. Whether he is, whether his name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahushua.
Ain't gonna be no
whether
question.
whether he is what the world calls a so-called black man, you know, because they're gonna know, and they're gonna be obligated to reverence him because he is, man. You know, you have all these people that say, I saw a post the other day that said, what was it? It said, all religions are, no religions are wrong, but yours is right, something like that. Basically, like, oh, there's not one certain God, like, you know, it's just like, basically, if you believe in that this fucking rock is a God, then hey, that's the correct God for you. That's the right God, you know. And this world, you know, and I was searching up how many gods is there in the world being worshipped, and it said like over 4,000 and something gods. And then it said, oh yeah, no religion is right, but your God is, no religion is wrong, but your God is the one, or something like that. Roughly paraphrasing what I can remember. But yeah, so nobody's is reverencing Yahweh Hashem Yahushua except the elect, man.
The true
you
believers.
Know, the true believers of the nation of Israel, man. But when the Lord comes and establishes his kingdom, man, everybody's gonna know that there is but one God, and his name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua, man. And
right.
Those are the only powers that are gonna be reverenced on the whole entire universe.
That's right. Ain't gonna be no doubt in that day. Because in that day, when Yahushua returns, you're not gonna see a round table of gods, man. Joseph Smith ain't gonna show up with the Mormon bag. Ali Akbar ain't gonna show up with the Muslim bag. Muhammad ain't gonna show up with a fucking Pegasus and talking shitting on everything. Hell no. Buddha ain't gonna show up. You're gonna know in that day that there's one living God. His name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son is Yahushua. Because no other God can do that.
That's right.
No, where's Sheba gonna be? Where's Jesus? Where's the white Christ gonna show up there? Y'all gonna be perplexed in that day.
That's right.
That's why in that day every knee is gonna bow, because everybody, every soul on this planet Earth, man, has stood in front of the judgment seat of Yahweh Shema Shai at one point. According to Christianity, it's gonna be a long ass line of Christians or people just waiting to get judged. People like, in that day, the judgment, everybody gotta stand up and judge. Like, nah, nigga, you already been there. You gonna be judged already, man.
Right.
It's gonna be a swift, quick judgment. I don't know what's up with these.
I think they're too fresh, like they still.
Yeah, wet. You gotta dry them out. They gotta be dried out. Because if you notice, like when you light them up, you see this?
They turn a little bit lighter.
Yeah, they say you gotta. You right. They say you gotta sit them out and let them dry out, and then they'll burn better. Yeah, right now they fresh. They still wet. That's another reason why the wind blow them out. I'm gonna set them out in the sun. The ones I got at the crib and these joints. Just set them outside and let them dry out.
That's right. That was it on that one. It says that no flesh should glory in his presence.
Yeah, keep it.
Verse 30, it says, but of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Can you find the scripture where it said we have made the offscouring? I thought it was the same chapter.
First Corinthians 4.
Yeah. Start at 10, see what it says.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 10. It says, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake.
Yeah, because in this world, they're like, you a fool. Your family look at you like you throwing your life away. I heard that before. You throwing your life away. What's wrong with you? You're not the same person I knew.
That's right.
In this world, we're made to be foolish. Well, I'm sorry. What are you reading at, brother?
1 Corinthians 4:10.
This is
Verse before it says, "For I think the Most High has sent forth us the apostles."
Yeah, let's start at that one first.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 9. It says, "For I think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men."
Yeah, and that's right, because the Lord, you see all these other groups, they popped up way before Abba Bivens came on the scene, man. You had all these different groups, the Black Panthers. They still talk about them dudes, but they was set up anyway. They had they had some real people involved in it, but it was a setup. You had the Black Indian movement, the Lords, the gang movement, all that shit. You had the civil rights movement. That was all a setup. Real people were in it. Fake people died. Real people died. But they were doing that they were trying to sift our people for the leadership.
Right.
That's what it really was. They set up false leaders to sift our people with real leadership. Some of them people like Medgar Evers. Some of them people like Fred Hampton Sr. Those people were like natural, real leaders, man. And they was trying to sift it. That's why J. Edgar Hoover said, if there's going to be another black Messiah, we going to create him. Well, who was the first black Messiah? Yahushua, man.
That's right.
You think the super elite don't know that shit? All the shit that these people know. You think that they don't know that Yahushua is a so-called black man? Listen, bro. Yahushua is just like we are. He was the first victim of identity theft. Him and his father, man. Because give me hold that. Get it's First Maccabees 3 and 48, 42. I think it's First Maccabees 3 and 48.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images."
Because that's what they did. When they took us down, they overthrew us, such as Epiphanes, Antiochus, Antiochus, Epiphanes the Fourth. When they came and took us over, man, they broke into our holy places, and they took our books, and they tried to paint their likeness in there, and plant themselves there. And that's what they did ultimately after 1492. Prior to that, they were already coming into power, because it was just time for us to go down, like in 1300s. Which would be the 14th century, right? And there was a lot of infighting amongst the leadership of Jake, the upper class, the royalty of Jake. He used that as an opportunity to seize the moment, which it was set up by the Lord for them to do it anyway. But our Lord and Savior, prior to the 1500s, man, a lot of those images were dark images, man. Probably so I can go to the car and get the it's in the trunk. A lot of prior to the 1500s, all those images, those are dark images, man. A lot of the people that you see today that they talk about from the Middle Ages, from Queen Elizabeth to Anne Boleyn to King Charles II, the first, his children, all of them people were black people, man. People of color. They weren't Edomites, man. But if you type them in today's Google system, so-called information highway, those images that you're gonna pop up are images of so-called white people, man. Not that of black people, man. Because the images were covered over, man. That's why we had opened up a camp with Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not him, where and who is he, man? This is Job. This is the book of Job 9 and 24 in the NIV, NLT. Job 9 and 24 in the NLT and the NIV. It says, when the land when the land falls into the hands of the wicked, he blindfolds his judges. If it's not he, then who is he? In the NLT, the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked, and God blinds the eyes of the judges. If he's not the one, then who does it, man? And that's how you know it's the wicked, man. Because the faces of the judges are blind, man. They covered the images. That's why the scripture also says in Isaiah 25:7 that he will destroy in his face the covering cast over all people in a veil that is spread over all nations, man. There's a huge covering cast that's over. There's an Edomite covering cast over the world, man. That's why everybody wants to be like an Edomite. That's why everybody wants to talk like an Edomite, dress like an Edomite, imitate an Edomite. Shit, you got the darkest of our people looking like an ace of spades, blacker than an ace of spades, with blonde hair and blue contacts. That shit ain't natural, man. But it's because they're trying to flatter the enemy, man. That's why the scripture says, why does thy, well, what is it? It says that you, to seek love. Why trimmest thy ways and seek love, man? And that's what our people do. They trim in their ways to seek the love of this world, man. They'll accept that to seek the ways of this world, man, because that's acceptable. And they're trying to be accepted by Esau in the world. Yeah, there's some evidence right here of images, of dark images compared to the white images that were propped up in their place, man. You got whole pictures. Come bring this right here to the camera. This is a good comparison right here. This image right here, it says the Byzantine Empire Renaissance in the Renaissance period. Israelite rulership from 325 AD to the 1400s. European takeover and rulership from the 1400s through the 1700s and onwards, man. And they replaced these images, man.
That's right.
We got books. We're gonna bring them out right now. There's a book called The Secret Service of John Mackey, and in that book, it was go to this picture right here. In that book, it shows you the what is written, but it gives a physical description of the court of Queen Anne and William of Orange, man. And most of them people in that book is black people, man.
That's
but
right.
when you type them up, they look like white people now, man. This is a King James was a so-called black man. If that means his sons, his daughters were black children. But now, when you type King James up, he's a so-called white man. And nobody wants to argue that or talk about that. Here's another great example. This image dates back to the 1200s, the Byzantine Empire. This same image was repainted in 1650, man. Now there's white people, man. They were black people right here, bro. You think they didn't have enough paint to make white people back then?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll say it got dirty. There's another image. You can put that back, bro. There's another image of this dude named John of Saxony. John. I think his name was John Saxony. John of Saxony. Get this dude right here. John the Elector of Saxony, right? John Elector of Saxony statue, right? When you type this, you look this up, statue, right? It shows you clearly that this man was a black man. But when you go to Google, they make him into a white man. Here it is right here, brother. Brother, you gonna tell me this ain't no black man right here? They ain't have enough paint to paint that image black? Show them this image, man. Stop the fuck playing, man. Stop the fuck playing, man. You people are out of here, man. You can't deny this image, bro. That nigga look like one of my homeboys from back in the day, man. Some nigga in Philly right now, man.
That's right.
AR Ab looking ass nigga, man. This is his image. This is what he looks like. But then when you type in the image, this is a statue, right? But look at the image that they made him. What Edomite know? You know, looking wearing their hat like to the side, cocked to the side like that. With a get the fuck out of here, man. This is plagiarism, man.
That's right.
This is iconoclasm, destruction of the images at its best, man. Well, guess what? We went through the same thing. Get Revelation 11. Revelation 11 and 8. Well, Jake don't want to understand that, man. Because right now, first of all, you don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to retain this kind of information. But before all of this, man, our Lord and Savior, his image was crushed. I'll read.
So Revelation 11 and verse 8 says, and their dead bodies shall line the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yeah, which spiritually, hold on. Yahweh is different because it is a new God that came up newly. Who the fuck is Nazarite Vow 616? Our fathers feared God and called upon Jesus. What? Yeah, see, they gotta cut niggas out like this, man. Read it again, brother.
So Revelation 11 and verse 8, it says, and their dead bodies shall line the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
That's right, man, because that word crucified goes back to the term X'd out, man. And they said this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, man. That their dead bodies is that our people are lying in a dead state right now. And these nations, they didn't take the time to put our covering back on us and put us into our graves. They just let you walk in a dead state, call you an African, a Hispanic, a Native American, a Latino, a Mexican, a Colombian, a Puerto Rican, a black, a Negro, a colored, a nigger, a spick. But they will never call you an Israelite, man. They won't do that. And you think they got all the technology, all the money, all the resources in the world, the best archaeologists, the best anthropologists, the best diggers and all this shit. You think they can't find that the true Israelites was Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? No, man, there's mad information. There's books like this thick that on a history of the so-called Native Americans in the Americas, man. How they the Israelites of the Northern Kingdom, man. How they were doing the exact same stuff that the Israelites were doing in the ancient world, man.
Right.
Volumes, bro. Books that they got books that cost you $2,000 and $3,000, $4,000 to get. Look up Ronald Sanders' Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, man. Now it's free on the internet. But at the time on Amazon, that shit was almost $1,000, man. Probably more. Why? Because they had the truth in there, man. But now people, they love lies and robbery so much today that they don't even care now. You people don't even care. Hey, get Isaiah after you get that. No, bring that up. Bring out the information you got, brother.
No, I was looking for the book.
Yeah, the book. Yeah, that's the book. How much is it on Amazon? Yeah, it's cheap now. See, that price changed. It used to be way more than that. Now it's free. It's $24, $8 in paperback, $8 on Kindle. Because first of all, they know you niggas ain't gonna read. Niggas is not gonna read. There's another book that they had, the ancient Paleo Hebrew of the Old Testament and the New Testament. And that book was going for like $800, man.
Even that book, Who is Esau Edom? That shit, when I remember one of the elders, I think it was Elder Makama, that brought that book out, and at the time it was like, I remember because I looked it up, it was like $600 or something like that, and then it started getting, I guess, views on that, and then it shot up to like $4,000. I was like, what the fuck? Why?
What changed? Obviously the information didn't change. It was the truth was in there, man. A lot of these books on images of the Middle Ages and stuff like that, they got a lot of them books they take off the market, man, because they don't want you to have them, man.
Right.
Because a lot of truth is in there, man, and you can't. What the scripture says, you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, man. It's going to come out, man. See, that's the beautiful thing about the truth. It doesn't change, man. Lies change, man. Lies change. And Esau, he's the father of lies, man. He's the father of lies, man. And he got to keep changing He has to keep changing the narrative, man. And now Jake is so far gone, they're not even worried about it. They do a lot of shit in front of you, man. They say the best place to hide something from a nigga is in the book. But then they also say, that's too. I'm about to say that too. But they also say the best place to hide something from anybody is in plain sight, right in front of them, man. It's right there. But you ain't gonna take the time to look at it. There was a statue of Theodore Roosevelt sitting on top of a horse. And on his left side, he had a Negro with a rifle pointed upwards, and then he had on his left side, he had an image of a Negro slave with a rifle pointed up. On his right side, he had a chief, a Gadite, a so-called native Indian, on his right side with a weapon pointed down, a gun pointed down, and they were in the positions of servitude. And that was give me Ecclesiastes 10, start at 10 and 5, point to 6.
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth forth from the ruler. Folly sit in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places.
Keep reading.
I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
So this is a true illustration of that scripture right here.
Yeah, and to show you that it's the spirit of the Lord working. How come they never took that statue down prior to the men of the Lord coming on the scene?
Yeah, that shit was up there for like 80 years, man.
Yeah.
And this is the image right here. The image of Theodore Roosevelt with the Negro slave and the Gadite. Ecclesiastes, read that portion again.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 7 says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, it is. And that's a prime example right there. That's a prime example right there. And that's that scripture right there. Because when you're on a horse, that's a position of power. When you're walking as a servant, that's a position of low estate. And it says servants are on horses. Esau Edom is the servant, man. He's trying to fight to not be. Those some beautiful birds, man. They all green, bro.
Yeah, and they all flying together.
They all flying together. Look at them.
Crazy,
Oh, it's beautiful,
yeah.
right, y'all? Hey, bro, I can tell you how about you all shot, man. That's beautiful. I ain't never seen nothing like that before,
Yeah, I never
bro.
seen so many together.
Yeah, me neither, man.
Of those green ones.
I ain't never seen that, man. That's a spirit, man.
Yeah, they were like real bright green.
Real bright, like this.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, just like this, man.
What's up?
Yeah, man. Rocketell, you how about you all shot, man.
That's right.
But yeah, man, and we're those princes, man. The servants are Esau. Esau's not a prince, man. He's not a ruler. He's in rulership, but he wasn't giving him to be a perpetual ruler. So he has us in an oppressive state. Give me Jeremiah 30. What is it? Israel, Judah, and Israel in captivity together. 50 and 33. Jeremiah 50 and 33.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 33, it says, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, they refused to let them go.
And who has us in captivity today? Esau, Edom, man. And the other nations, man. But mainly Esau, Edom, and they refuse to let them go. That Gadite represents the northern kingdom. That Judite right there represents the southern kingdom. And they walking on a horse as captives, man. And this the only captivity we ever served together, man. Okay? See, people can laugh at us, people can mock us today, but in the ancient world, they were scared as shit, man.
That's right.
Because we put it down on them in the name of Yahweh Shai. And we're going to do it again when Yahweh Shai returns, man, and gives us those new bodies. He gives us those upgrades, man, physical and spiritual upgrades, man.
That's right.
You got Rory talking about a minority elite are going to be upgraded, going to receive some upgrades, but the vast majority of the world, they're not going to receive nothing but that chip. And they're going to be owned by the super elite because the super elite owns the algorithms, man. Fuck that. You ain't getting shit, nigga.
That's right.
You'll get the 2/3 of our people, the ones whom the Lord gonna recycle at the death through death by pain. But you ain't gonna get the elect, man. You ain't gonna fool the elect. And you can't stop the elect. Like that one man said that y'all was tearing them up to pieces. There's a story about the man from Africa. They called him Black Jesus. And they took his heart out and it grew back. They chopped him up into multiple pieces. And then he ended up regenerating in the office of one of them demons. And they couldn't do nothing about it. He said, you can stop me, but those that come behind me, you ain't gonna be able to stop. This is why they purposely dumbing down the Israelite man. They purposely effeminizing the Israelite man and putting the Israelite woman on a masculine level. They're not afraid of the Black and Latino and Native American woman. They're afraid of the so-called Black, Latino, Native American men. That's why they're destroying you like that, man. And the weak of our people, they're falling for the shit, man.
That's right.
Because when this thing goes down, man, ain't no woman gonna save you out of shit. These bitches gonna turn feminine as fuck, and you base men are gonna be weak as fuck, man.
That's right.
And if you ain't got the Lord with you, man, you bound to drizzle out here, man. Straight up, man. They look at us as weak now. That's fine. We are weak. We're worms. We're nothing without Yahweh Shem Shah. But when the Lord turn us up, click clack, stand back, man. It's a wrap.
That's right.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, and you know, even if, you know, brothers don't receive those spiritual powers, you know, where you're gonna be able to fly and heal, our spirit, man, is built like a tank.
That's right.
Through the word, man, because we know exactly what's gonna happen and why it's happening, man. In those days of trouble, people are gonna be, you know, wondering why things are happening and what's gonna be of their life, of the future, you know, and they're not gonna find the answer, man. And that's what's gonna have them, you know, bugging out, man. That's why the scriptures say, you know, that the Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind, roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, because it was giving us that sound mind, His word, His promises, man. He told us these things. Look, everything we talking about is actually happening, man. To see it being propagated across the world, man, that's in the Bible, man. That ain't in no Quran. That ain't no book of Kibaniga is. Hey, the people rising up against nation.
World War III.
World War III, World War I, II, and III, man.
That's
All
right.
of the sequels is in the Bible.
That's right.
And you can't tell me it's not happening, man. Because it is. We living in it. We living proof, man.
And
Slakia, the fact that we standing up together doing this work, man, that's in the Bible, man.
That's right.
Man, don't you know it was a time in our lifetime that the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man couldn't even stand together, man. They didn't want to stand together. All they want to do is beef, man. But certain of the men are coming together, man. That's in the Bible, bro. This is prophecy, bro. We standing out here with this sign. We're the so-called J-Brews standing out with the sign like that. All they could do is feign victimization and then talk down on the real victims, man.
That's right.
Marginalize the real victims, man. They'll use money, fame, all that other shit to entice our people so they can snatch it away from them so they can hold leverage over them, man. Have our people willingly commit sodomy, wickedness, sin, murder, killing, death, lying, stealing, all of that shit just so they can turn to the Lord and say, look at your people. Look at them. But you ain't gonna do that with the elect, man, because ain't no iniquity gonna be seen in the elect, man.
That's right.
We're pure in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shah, even though we in these beat up, wicked bodies, and we go off in these bodies, but in the sight of the Most High, Baba Gashah, Lord willing we part of the elect, the Lord ain't seeing none of that, man. All he's seeing is those my elect men, those are the men right there. I chose, man. You got it, brother. I'm sorry.
That's right. I was gonna say something, but it escaped. No, yeah, it can. So let me read this again. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33 says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go."
That's right, and that's these nations, man. They don't want to let Jake go. They scared. They want to keep a tight hold on Jake. Get Psalms 2 and start at the top. They want to keep a tight rope on Jake because they know what's going to follow after that. Slavery is coming back, full effect, and we ain't going to be the slaves.
Oh, yeah, like you were speaking on prophecy. I remember, man, it was a while ago when I had learned about the MOTB being the C-hib, man. You know, and back then I was like, I remember telling my friends like, yo, they're about to do this to us. They're about to do this to us. I wasn't in the truth back then, but I knew that was the MOTB. And then now, being in the truth and actually seeing it right around the corner, brother. It's like really like right there. Like Jesus about to just roll this shit out like anytime.
Like toilet paper. Right in front of you.
So it's like, you know that this is the word of the Lord, man. So it's like, well, you really think that all the prophecies that have been coming to pass came to pass, but the kingdom of heaven, the destruction of this kingdom, you know, the establishment, the transfer of power, and the establishment of the kingdom of heaven is not gonna happen. Like, you're crazy, man. And this is what Esau's trying to convince our people, you know, that everything that's in the Bible is not gonna come true. You know, now they're talking about that the kingdom of heaven is up in the clouds, and you know, you're just gonna die and go up in the clouds and wear white robes and you know, have a kumbaya moment that's gonna last forever with all the heathens and all.
And
that's
Jesus,
BS, man.
Somebody named Jesus at church. That's some bullshit. That's gonna be. Look, why would the Lord do that, man? Why would the Lord slack you, brother? Why would the Lord give you Edomites and you heathens, a whole world unto yourself, where you got the best of the world, and then give the Jakes nothing? His own people, man. Oh, I'm just going. Y'all niggas just gonna go to death. Everybody dies, go to the spirit world, man.
That's right.
That's like everybody shitting, nigga. Hey, you die, you go straight to the spirit world, bro. That's just I'm not comparing the kingdom, the spirit world to shit. I'm just saying it's just natural. Yeah, it's a natural transition. You eat food, it comes out you eat food at the top, it comes out the bottom. It's a natural thing. When you die, your body, your spirit transition back to the one who gave it. And that's a world unto itself. It's around us, you can't even see it.
That's right.
You know? So why would the Lord do that when he promised our forefathers that they would have complete control of the earth resources, and the people? Why would he do that? Why? That don't make no sense, man.
That's right.
That makes zero sense, man.
Why would he give paradise to be ruled over by the most wicked, the most vile nation, but then give the clouds to his chosen people?
Bro, I was the spirit had jumped me. The spirit jumped me yesterday to look up Isaiah chapter 60, where it says, "Who are these that fly to their windows like birds?" And I looked it up, man, in a comparison, man, and that's literally saying that we're gonna be. Can you go to that real quick before you go to Psalms 2 in the LT? Who are these that fly to their windows as doves?
Isaiah 60 and 8.
Read the comparison.
NLT.
Yeah.
It says, "And what do I see flying like clouds to Israel, like doves to their nest?"
There it is, flying like clouds. So they're doing something that's comparable to clouds. Well, that's us in the chariots, bro.
That's right.
We're gonna be flying to the Jerusalem, to our home in chariots, bro, on the earth, bro.
Like doves to their
like
nest.
Doves fly to their nests. We're gonna be flying home. We ain't walking nowhere.
That's right.
Just like you see Edomites flying in these airplanes, you got a whole industry of private airplane flight going on in America and around the world, bro. You think it costs you niggas will spend $300,000 on a fucking Bentley that's gonna break down on you in 2 months? You can use that same $200,000 less and buy an airplane and get some airplane classes, pilot classes, and fly everywhere, nigga. And you ain't gotta go to Expedia. You ain't gotta go, but see, they don't want that. If a bunch of niggas and spiggers start getting an airplane pilot license, a professional pilot license to fly planes, that shit'll go, it'd be too late. $30 million to get in this shit.
And even if they did, they'll probably have like categories where like, oh, what race are you? And then they'll say some bullshit like, oh, there's no availability to like you. Fucking 10 years from now.
See, like now you can do that. You got Jakes that got a little bit of money invested in something, and they got their own flight, they got their own plane, they bought their own air, they built it, because you can build it, bro. You don't gotta buy a new plane. It's expensive to maintain, but you can do it. So why do the Edomites get to go fly in a house Bro, they got remember them neighborhoods we saw?
Oh, yeah.
They got whole neighborhoods with houses, instead of garages, they got airplane hangars next to the goddamn house, bro.
And runways.
And runways in front of it, instead of streets. They got runways where you could drive your car or you could fly your plane, nigga.
That's right.
That shit really exists. So the white man can fly to his nest on the ground, but we can't fly to ours in the air. You out of your fucking mind. Why is the Lord gonna get Esau that and not us that? That don't make no sense, bro. But it told you right there in Isaiah chapter 60, verse what?
Verse 8. It says, well, what do I see flying like clouds to Israel, like doves to the nest?
Yeah, that's us, man. We're gonna be flying to Israel, bro. We ain't taking no more boats, buddy. The days of the boats are over, man. We ain't driving.
That's right.
If we feel like it, we could do those things, but we ain't gonna be doing that shit, bro. Once a Jake get a chariot, oh my god. Hey, like old girl wig that fell off. You see that video?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, oh my god, oh my god. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's like going from having a Ferrari and then now you're going back to a Honda.
Yeah. It don't even feel the same, bro.
No.
Like, man, I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
That's right, man.
Let me go use that.
Yeah.
This one. Where's the other one?
I don't want you.
Oh, that's right. Where'd you get this from?
Home Depot. There's like a construction like.
Yeah, it's the same type style and shit.
That one's magnetic a little bit.
Which one?
On the compass end? Yeah, right there. So maybe if that's metal, it'll stick.
No, it ain't gonna stick. It's connected, but it ain't gonna hold up. It's gonna fall because of the weight. Try to stick it on top. Damn.
That one doesn't have the hook? Yeah, this one.
They got this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you hook it here, yeah.
Try to hook it up.
There we go. Then maybe if you lay this one like that.
I mean, I was going to do the same thing. Hopefully it won't fall.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, see how we do? Jake's is innovative, man. If that was an Edomite, man, that shit would have not worked, bro. If regular Jake would have been like, oh, man, regular Jake or some dumbass Edomite would have, oh, that ain't enough, man, ain't gonna work, man, it's gonna fall. We just jerry-rigged something. Go, you can walk by, man, you good. We just jerry-rigged that, bro, through the Spirit, man, because we got the inspiration of the Lord. And we got the Spirit of the Lord to keep on pushing His word, man. It's getting dark, but we out here doing the work, man. We some of the last brothers that do the work throughout after the day. I think the brother in Australia, he does the work right before us, man, because it's like already Sunday there when it's still Saturday.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
It's like in the middle of the day over there. It's like Monday right now over there, right now.
But yeah, you know, going back to what we were saying, these heathen nations, man, they don't want to see Jake win in any type of form. No,
it's because they hate us, man.
That's right.
It's in and they don't even know why, bro. I was in the store today sweeping and shit, and this fucking Filipino bitch was standing behind me mad as shit because I still got a mop and shit, and she want me to get in there early, man. She standing there with a whole fucking attitude, but she don't even know why she frustrated with me. It ain't because of the mop, man. It's because I'm a Jake. If I was an Edomite, they'd be kissing my fucking ass, man. Like the district manager.
She would have been like, oh, let me help you.
Yeah, oh, let me get this out of the way. Oh, you got. And he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. She'll be dick sucking, dick eating. Yeah, like the district manager, he's an Edomite. Cool dude though, man. I got in with him, I mopped my way into his grace and shit, you know what I mean? Start talking to him. I looked him up and shit, took one of his quotes and I repeated it back to him. He didn't even know I did that. He said, oh man, thanks for the shout out, man. Yeah. Cause the nigga, his mom, he said, he loves money. He loves money. That's what he said. He said, they asked him, how did you do it? Cause he's a young manager and shit, district manager. How did you do it? I said, man, it's hard, but that's why they paid me to do it. And he don't even do shit but walk around and Okay. He crunch some numbers in the computer. The nigga don't break a sweat at the job, man. But they kiss his ass, man. See, they'd rather kiss Esau's ass instead of our ass, man. They don't want us to rule over him. But God did. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai did. You know what I mean? Khaled with that dumbass shit. God did. Look all stupid as shit. God did. Go ahead, bro.
It says Psalms 2 and verse 1, it says, why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, the heathens are raging right now, thinking that they're all jockeying for the next position in rulership because they know America's done. But see, that's why the super elite, which are Edomites, they're doubling back, they're doubling down, trying to create their own manufactured blessing. Right? Because they know America is shot. It's shot its load. It's over. It's out of here. They're divesting their industries. They've been divesting their industries. That's why they took manufacturing and industrial manufacturing all overseas, man. And a whole bunch of Jakes lost their jobs first. Then Esau started losing their jobs. Now it's a problem. But they use that as a flick for the Edomites. Or we're gonna bring back jobs. They always the same shit every 4 years, man. The same fucking bullshit. They talk about medical shit that affect people. Medical care, jobs, security, financial security, all that shit. They talk those 3 notes right there. That's what they talk. And then they promise you niggas, Jakes, a whole bunch of shit that they never gonna get onto you, man. They'll give you a fucking fake Jake and post him up there, man. They gave you a president, man. They look at that as a gift to you, man. Out of all the presidents in the world, in a nation of America, while America has been around, it's been nothing but Edomites. Straight up white supremacy, bruh.
That's right.
And they gave you a nigga in 2008 and 4. And you just thought that it was a brand new thing. You thought, oh my God, the day of freedom! A black bitch talking about something. Black bitch talking about something. I ain't gotta pay my bills no more. Cause Barack Obama in there. And then the bitch is in deep debt. And she regret even saying that shit, bro.
That's right.
That nigga gave you an Obama phone, man. He didn't give you no check. He gave you an Obama phone. Everybody had a cell phone, right?
Hell yeah.
Crackheads had a cell phone. Nigga asking you for $20. No, asking you for $1 and pulling out a whole flat telescope. Hold on, man. Let me go ahead and check my text messages, nigga. Gave you an Obama phone, man. And some of you niggas still got that Obama phone, man. You know? Gave you niggas cell phones, man. And no hope, man.
That's right. That's why in not Ecclesiastes, Songs of Solomon, there's a scripture that says that we have seen it, well, let me get it actually. Because they want to see Israel in Lamentations.
Lamentations 2 and 15.
Yeah. Because they want to see you in the state. They want to see our people in a destroyed state, man. Because they know that if we are to follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, our power, we would be ruling over them, man. Because that ultimately is the power of the Israelites, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because even though we're strong physically, we might be innovative, we might have a lot of creativity and all these things. That's not what separates us from these nations, man. No, the things that separates us is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding given to us by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man.
That's right. That's right, man. That's that inspiration from the Lord, man.
That's right.
That same inspiration that was given to Adam to name all the animals on the earth, to know what to do righteously and what not to do wickedly.
That's right. That breath of life.
That breath of life, man. That was given to Adam, man, from Yahweh himself, man. Which Adam is Yahweh Shah anyway. He was given those things, man. And that wasn't given to all mankind, man. These men was walking on the earth like a fucking beast, man. They were just given into their beastly nature, man. And then man was made just a little above beast, man.
That's right.
But we still beasts. It says men are still beasts, man. And then they had to have somebody to rule them and tame them, man.
I was watching a video that one of the brothers posted on his Instagram, and they looked like Hamites, and there was like a cow.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. Yeah.
And then they were just like, I was just like
chomping on that motherfucker raw, bro.
Yeah, I was just like,
I don't know if they were Jakes or
animals,
they were straight up beasts, like beasts,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like lions.
And they were like one thing, some of them going like,
yeah, like beasts.
What the fuck?
Like beasts.
What's wrong with them, man?
Straight up beasts, bro. Bunch of Hamite women
Yeah, hell yeah,
Just,
bro. I was like, damn.
like that's a beast state, bro.
Hell yeah.
Like you put something to death like that, you got to, man. They were worse than that cow that they were chomping on.
Yeah.
Raw, bro, like a lion, man. Like
Yo.
a type of hyenas, man.
Yeah,
like hyenas,
yeah,
bro.
hyenas, yeah.
Black hyenas, man.
Yeah, and that's because, you know, these nations weren't given that understanding, man. That's why, you know, that's what separates us from these nations, man. Because truly they are beasts, man. If you don't have an understanding of how things work and how to manage things, you're like unto a beast, man. Because you're just gonna do whatever the hell comes to your mind. And like those people is like, they saw the food and they're just like, oh yeah, let's eat it. Like, nah, you gotta, there's bacteria on it, you gotta cook it, you know, all those things were given to the Israelites via Moses, you know, by the law, man. You know, and now, you know, now you have these certain organizations that tell you like, oh, you gotta cook meat to a certain extent to kill the bacteria. Well, the Lord did that way before all these fucking so-called science of things were created or given to men. You know, and he gave it to us by word. He was just like, you can't eat this raw, you can't do this. There's no question of why. Obviously, it's because it's bad for us, man. But again, because of the heathens doing it, Jake, you know, fell into the temptation, man. But ultimately, that's where the heathens want us, in a beast-like state, man.
Mm-hmm.
Which when we're not following after Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that's what we are, beasts, man. Even if you're a civilized beast, you're still beast.
Yeah, like the Lord gave us this law right here, Exodus 22:19. Whosoever lie with the beast shall surely be put to death. Why? Because these other nations would do that. They would have sex with beasts, with animals, man.
That's right.
You go to in Egypt, they were having sex with alligators, man. Dogs, cats, whatever they could lay down and puncture, man. And you got Jakes even now doing that same shit. Go to South America, man.
Yeah.
In Colombia, in the mountains, man. Jake is out there, and all them other places. Jake out here fucking donkeys and sheep and shit, man.
Yeah.
All them badass fucking Asherite and Issacharite women, all them fine ass women, bro.
Real,
And you want to stick your dick in a fucking donkey, an ass? You want to stick your dick in the ass of an ass? You out of your fucking mind. You're no more. You're nothing more than a beast in the eyes of the Most High.
That's right.
Doing that weird, simple shit, man.
That's right. And all that you learn from the heathens, man. You see?
Yep, you learn that shit from the heathens.
Lamentations 2:15, it says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies.
Yeah, when you look at Jake today, if let's say those people that were doing that to that cow were Jakes in West Africa, because they were kind of dressed like Jakes in West Africa, man, doing that shit. These nations, they happy to see you at that state. Like when Jake out here killing each other to fuck up like hotcakes, shooting each other to shit. Hey, them super elite, some Edomites, they're not even just a super elite, man. Just the average Edomite. Just look at Jake while they eating their coffee and they just shake their head like, look at these niggas. Look how low these niggas are. And then they out here marching for rights. They don't deserve rights.
Yeah.
And we Slocky, we say the same thing. You see Jake in that lower state, man, you niggas don't deserve nothing. You deserve to just reset it, a hard reset. Put to death and regenerate it as children in the kingdom of heaven. Give them niggas a new start, man.
That's right.
Slocky, but you got it.
Yeah. No, and the reason why, you know, you get a lot of these, well, majority of the heathens laugh at us when we tell them that the sons of the living power, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, they laugh because why? They don't in their mind, they don't associate the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to men that carry themselves like the men of the Lord do. They associate the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans to you beast like men that are in the ghettos, killing each other, doing all sorts of wickedness, man.
And that's not just the so-called Negro. You go to Latin America, man, and you niggas are just like, it's just like free fall down there, man. Hey, the nigga go to jail, Latin dude go to jail, you chop his head off, cut his heart out. You just weird shit, man. Like, what the fuck? But you niggas won't do that shit to the white man. When's the last time you seen a Jake do that shit to an Edomite, man? Shit, Ishmael had more heart in the early stages of the Iraq War to do that shit than you did. In the Afghanistan War, they were doing that shit to them contractors left and right, man. But you Jakes, you'll do that shit to each other, man. I got a precept for you, brother. Hey, this is 2nd Esdras 8:29. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught thy law.
That's right.
And this is Esdras, he was crying for Jake, and that's when the Lord said, you read down in there, he said, don't worry about them that's going to perish, man. Worry about those that's going to be saved, man.
That's right.
And here Esdras out here praying for these, speaking on the behalf of all of Israel. He said, let thou not, let me go to that real quick. Let me go to that real quick. 2nd Esdras 8:30, also that 28. Think not upon those that have walked vainly before thee, but remember them which according to thy will have known thy fear. Which the Lord said that some things, he told the angel, so Esdras, some things you spoke are right, and some things you spoke wrong. And that was right. Because really, Esdras is praying for the elect. The ones that think and fear on Yahweh Shemashai is the hopeful elect. The ones that live like beasts and don't give a fuck is the 2/3 of our people, man. Because he was basically saying, don't swallow up all your people. Have mercy on those that fear you, Lord. Let me keep reading. It says, let it be thy will to destroy them. Let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught thy law. And that's what we're doing. Starting off with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, we're teaching you the law. The things that we're speaking against is because they go against the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Being a fucking cannibal, that's against the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Eating raw meat with blood in it, that's against the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And when you look at these other nations, they do those kind of things. We live in Gmshawaii land, Hawaii, right? Them Japhites, they got a dish called poke, man, which is raw fish, man. You ain't supposed to do that shit. You can die like that, bro.
Oh, yeah.
But what do? They mix that shit up. They put some sauce on that shit, some soju sauce in it. They put some little bit of, dressings on that shit, and they sell that shit to people, man. Nigga, you can die like that, bro.
Hell yeah.
And you eat blood. The Lord said to not eat blood because it's the life of man and beast. You ain't supposed to do that, bro. You're supposed to cook it well. In this society, if you go to a high-end restaurant and you request a well-done piece of meat, they'll look at you like you're fucking crazy. Oh, the chef doesn't like to cook it that way. We'll cook it medium well. We'll kick the pig out, but we can't cook it well done. They look like you're destroying it. But the Lord told us in the scriptures that all your meat is supposed to be well done, man. And it's a way you can make well done meat good,
without
man.
burning it, yeah.
Without burning this shit. And then that's how you know the chef don't give a fuck about that, because he'll burn your shit on purpose, man. You be like, hey, I have my meat well done, and they'll burn that shit, man.
Right.
They'll fuck it all up on purpose, man. And that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't fair, man. Because you're not supposed to eat blood. It says, let it not be thy will, 2nd Esdras 8:29. Let it not be thy will, let it not be thy will to destroy them which have lived like beasts, but to look upon them that have clearly taught thy law. Take thou no indignation at them which are deemed worse than beasts, but love them that always put their trust in thy righteousness and glory. You see? So man is just on a low level, man. And when you see Jake, while we were just expressing, murdering each other without cause, killing each other without cause, just being a fucking demon. That is the base level, man. Our women shaking their funky asses, exposing their breasts, their vaginas to the world to see, man. That is the base level, man. Aborting their children, murdering the children in their womb, man. That's a base level, man. Imitating the bases of men. Can you get that shit? I ain't mean to say shit. Can you get that scripture? That's Satan, man. Can you get that scripture where it says, see, I just made me miss my
Basis
thought.
of men?
Yeah. The water, brother. The water, y'all about shot. The water, brother.
This is Daniel 4:17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
And that so that's how you know that the Edomites there put themselves in the rulership. They're not even the first heathen to rule, man.
That's right.
They're the last, right? But the Lord gave it to them. He knew that Esau was gonna fuck the world up. He knew Esau was gonna mess his people up. He knew Esau was gonna bring nothing but wickedness when he got into power. But he gave it to him anyway because his power to do so, man. Right. Esau is not the apex of man. He's the basis of all mankind. He's the lowest of all men. He's greatly despised. The reason why the nations don't openly speak out against him is because they're afraid of him.
That's right.
But now they got weapons like he got. Now they like look, they planting their position. They showing their posture, and they ready to go to war, even with a faction of Edomites, man. Them Russian Edomites, man. They're ready to link up with them and bomb this bitch to hell and back, man. All week long. That's all Putin been talking about, bombing this fucking place, man. And the Lord gonna raise that spirit up in him to do it, man. Him and his allies, man, and America's allies, man. It's only 320 so-called million people in this country, right? But this country does all the wickedness, spreads all the wickedness, and destroys all these nations. They're gonna look at all 320 million or 30 million, however million people that are here. It ain't a lot compared to the rest of the world. They're getting their money together. They're getting they're mobilizing their armies and shit. And they're like, look, man, we got it all in the bag. We can fuck these niggas up and we can do our own thing, man. Fuck them, man. And they're gonna go, well, what about them? Fuck them people too, man. Because that's how it is. That's how it's getting in this world, man. And guess what? Your leaders, they're gonna leave you, man. Did you see that movie called Don't Look Up?
Yeah.
Remember what they did? What did the leadership do? This bitch sacrificed her own son.
Yeah.
And just to go into space with the leadership, scientists and the politicians escaped. They didn't give a fuck about nobody that was here, bro. And everybody died on America, man. American soil, man. Everybody died, man. Leonardo DiCaprio and them and shit, they try to feign like they didn't know what the fuck was going on, or they were ignoring it. Hey, we're gonna sit here and eat, shit blowing up. We're gonna sit here and talk. Yeah. Let's talk about something nice. You ain't gonna be doing that when a nuclear fire hit this place, bro.
Hell no.
You're not gonna be doing that, bro. You're gonna be trying to figure out how to get the fuck out of here, and it's gonna be terrible, man. Because you ain't gonna have no way out, man. The only way out is up. That's what they should have made a movie called. The only way out is up.
That's right.
Through Gmshawaii. And the only ones that can get in them chariots are Israelites, man. If you are a heathen, you can't get in it. If you slotted for death as a 2/3, you can't get in it. That's right. You got to get a restart in the kingdom. You're going to get a restart as a righteous son or daughter of Gmshawaii. The heathens going to get a reincarnation as slaves of the other nations, man. Of their prospective nations they come from, man. They're going to wake up in hell. We're going to wake up in heaven.
That's right.
You know?
You had something?
No, I ain't had nothing.
Back in Lamentations 2:16, says, all thine enemies have opened their mouths against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Yeah,
and they were happy. That's why they were happy to see Jake in his lowest state that Jake is in. Right. Because that's what they've been waiting for. They know there's a scripture in Jude chapter 5 where it says, that whole chapter is good because it explains what will happen if we turn away from our power and what will happen if we stay in the sight of our Lord. You know?
Jude? It's only one chapter.
Yeah, it's just one chapter. Jude? Judith? Not Jude. Judith. It's in the Apocrypha. Judith chapter 5.
Judith 5:16 says, and they cast forth before them the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Jebusites and the Shemites and the Sichemites. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Yes, Siftamites. Yep.
And the Girgasites, and they dwelt in the country many days. And was they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the power that hateth iniquity was with them.
Right, and that's who's the power that hateth iniquity? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What is iniquity? Sin upon sin. Sin.
That's right.
These other nations, they live in iniquity. They were created in iniquity. They were born in that shit. They were given the ways of iniquity. But we were given the ways of righteousness from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Their idols, who they call gods, they love iniquity. They're dens of iniquity. Our people started following at the customs of those nations, and they fell right into those den of iniquities, man. Keep reading.
Verse 18, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
Yeah, so whenever, and you saw that. Like, I'll give an example. I think that dude name was Achan, because this dude name is Achan, or I was talking about, I think his name was Achan. The Lord sent us to war against them Philistines, and this dude, he saw the garments of the Philistines, and he was like, oh, this is nice, I'm going to take some. When the Lord explicitly told him not to take any of their items, man. That's stealing.
That's right.
One, that's stealing. That's against the law.
Then he hit him.
And he hit it. And so he lied. That's against the law. So he got in trouble for that, man. Not only him, his whole family got destroyed behind that shit, bro.
That's right.
You know? So whenever we went against the Lord, which sinning is against the Lord allowed these nations to destroy us in a sore manner. Go ahead.
It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
And that happened today. That happened in the ancient world. That happens today. That happened today in this world that we currently live in. The reason why we were drugged into chattel slavery is because we broke the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai time and time again. Even until the point where they were grabbing us up. Yeah, you had Israelites following after the customs of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but they weren't doing it to the max. And then eventually we lost the name of the Lord, man. And we just fell head first into idolatry. Both for houses, the house of the north, which is the nation, the kingdom of Israel, and the house of the south, which is the kingdom of Judah, man. We both went into idolatry, man. And we had to pay the consequences for that, man. It came later. It didn't come overnight, like the scripture says. Judgment is, because
Judgment is not executed.
Because judgment is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men are fully set to do evil. You see, though a sinner live 100 years, it ain't gonna be well with him, man. You know, keep reading.
It says, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the Gentiles.
So why did all of that happen? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Keep reading.
Verse 19, but now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be the ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. That's right, and this is what happened to Jake, man. You know, they were ruling, you know, in iniquity. So we got overcome by the heathens, many a times.
Yep.
It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
So they knew what our kryptonite was. See, we're really supermen and superwomen.
That's right.
On this earth, we're not in a complete super state, but like Superman had kryptonite, which is that green gem. Whenever he saw it, it depleted his power. But when he went to the sun, it invigorated them and re-energized them, man. And as long as he got away from that kryptonite, he was good. Esau got us living in kryptonite, but in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna have no kryptonite. we're going to be impervious to sin. Sin is not going to be able to penetrate our minds, man. So therefore, it won't penetrate our flesh. See, right now, this flesh that we got is weak. It's not impervious to sin. It's susceptible to sin. That's our kryptonite. We're the real Kal-Els, all powerful through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
That's why, the scriptures say that we're in this chains of darkness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately, like you're going into, they're prone unto sin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes us weak, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scriptures say, not that there was fault with the covenant, but with us, man. Why? Because we in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
But Lord willing, we all gonna be turned righteous, but Lord willing, we'll be part of the elect. We're gonna see that transition, man.
First,
and we're gonna know what it's like to be perfect in righteousness, man. Damn, look at how nice the moon looks.
I know,
right?
right?
Bro.
And it's a Sabbath, man. That's spiritual, man. The Lord watching us, man.
Damn, I wish we could fly out there.
I know, right? It look close, man.
Yo, let's go.
It just look like a couple of miles away, man.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's
beautiful, man.
No justice.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Hey, Barakatah Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Hey, that's just a small show of his work, man.
That's right.
Esau talking about he landed it on there.
Hell no.
You ain't land on that. You ain't land on the moon, nigga. You crazy, bro. You'd have burnt the fuck up, man. That's the light unto itself, man. You don't know how hot it is on the moon, bruh.
That's right.
You don't got no.
Or cold. Who knows?
Or cold, man. This nigga can't get past the Van Allen belt, man. But he's talking about he went to the moon.
And then he lost information.
Yeah,
he got there.
they destroyed it. Who does that? That don't make no fucking sense, bruh. If I got a way to go there with inferior materials, why would I wait all these years? You lied, nigga. You never been to the moon, bruh. But that's another video for another day. Keep reading, bro.
It says, for say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel, for lo, it is a people that have no strength nor power for a strong battle.
And that's what you see now. Whenever we break the laws and the commandments, read that portion again, bro.
Oh, Salaki, I missed the verse.
Oh, read that verse.
So I'll read Jude 5:21. It says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
And that's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's right.
And that's also going to happen before that, when the Lord endow his men with spiritual powers, man. Because in the scripture says, in the elect, in the righteous, there's no guile in their mouth, man. There's no deceit.
That's right.
Again, even though we sin and go off, guess what? The Lord forgave us for that, Lord willing. We part of the elect. And they ain't gonna be able to fight against that. Keep reading. So when when we're found righteous in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, these other nations become a reproach. Versus when there is iniquity amongst us, we become a reproach unto the nations, man. And that's what they don't want. Keep reading.
Verse 22, and when
that portion where it says that but if there be iniquity in their nation, 21.
Oh, yeah. But if there be iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
If there be no iniquity, Slaka, read that again.
If there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. So
if there's no iniquity found in us, they can't win over us, man. That's why Esau created this world, this system that's full of iniquity. Like no matter where you turn at, you go off, even if you don't want to. Let's give a simple explanation. The clothes we wear, we're not supposed to wear clothes of mixed fabrics. That's a sin. It might not seem like much to you, but because we don't own any fabric industries, we don't create the industries, we don't control the finances around those industries, we got to go to our enemy for the one of all things, in nakedness and in hunger. So he keep you going off even if you don't want to go off.
That's right.
That's why the scripture says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor strong drink, so that he can see his nakedness. And that's what Esau does. That strong drink is iniquity and sin. We don't want to do this shit. We don't want to go off, man. It's in our spirit to do the right thing, but the flesh, man. And then our people have given into the lust of the flesh So that it's like, damn, you know. But there is a remnant, Lord willing, we a part of that remnant, that the Lord is not going to find any iniquity in. Even though we in this flesh, we're going to get a pardon, man. That's what the scriptures say. It says, are you going to get it?
What was that?
I don't know what you're looking for. I'll get it.
Blessed is the man.
Yeah. Who the Most High impart, if not iniquity, man. Which the elect, that's why the elect got that spiritual tawah, that mark of exemption. It's a pardon, man. Hey, did not this nigga Joe Biden, according to him, he's supposed to pardon everybody that got a marijuana charge, man, because they're going to declassify marijuana as a Schedule 1 drug. So if he can give pardons, how much more Yahweh Shai, the judge on high?
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Psalms 32 and verse 2. Blessed is the man unto whom Yahweh imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile.
That's right, man. It said he don't impart the iniquity. Look that up in the blue letter. So what that word impart means? It might be mean not to hold guilty.
This is the man imputed?
Yeah, we imputed not. Who take to think, to calculate, to invent, to make a judgment. To make a judgment, that's it. To hold, to impute, to reckon, to regard. So the Lord is not regarding our iniquity, man.
That's right.
Lord, when we part of the elect, it says, blessed is the man whom the Most High imparteth not iniquity, man. That man is blessed. Because 2/3 of our people, they are imparted unto iniquity. Their iniquity is imparted against them, man. That's why the scripture says, if you don't believe that Yahweh Shai is who he is, or if he didn't come, then you're going to die in your iniquities.
That's right.
2/3 of our people are going to die in their iniquities. You got Jake running around here acting all pious and poised for Allah, dressed in a modest apparel, the women dressed in modest apparel, the men acting and feigning modesty. But they're going to die, because that's an iniquity. Them niggas are steeped in idolatry, bro. You niggas worship Allah, you give praise to Muhammad, nigga, you going to die. All you Christians that feign piousness and gentleness, you going to die, nigga. You praising some Edomite named Jesus and some entity called God, you going to die, nigga. You going to die. You going to fucking die, because that's idolatry. You going to die in your iniquities. A lot of you going to die in worshiping yourselves, man. That's what all social media is about, is worshiping yourself, man. Seeing how many people worship you and like you.
That's right.
Fuck you, man. You going to die, nigga. And nigga, you going to fucking die. And I was telling, I asked Elder Mawatazat just a simple question. Like, if you brothers dealing with a woman and she's not a believer, if she pleasing to dwell with, you don't put her away. But how do you deal with that? Because you know your woman might want to worship Christmas and shit, celebrate Christmas. You worshiping an idol. I was like, what do you do in that case? He said, look, man, I don't try to convert no woman, man. And that's what we don't do. We don't try to do that. We meet a bitch. Back in then, when I first came into the truth, I tell a chick she an Israelite and all this other shit, and they just do nothing but a wedge between us, man. I was like, listen, man, fuck all that. I'm not telling this bitch shit, yo. Let her do what she gonna do. I'm not gonna put a tree in my house. But I don't celebrate that shit. I don't get down with that shit. I don't get down with no birthdays. I don't get down with no Halloween. I don't get down with no Christmas. None of that shit. But the vast majority of our people do. Nigga, you gonna die in Christmas, nigga. A lot of people's houses burn and fuck up during Christmas. A lot of house fires happen during Christmas.
This Halloween, man, you're gonna watch. You're gonna see a bunch of, crimes going on, murders, rapes.
Yep.
Because all throughout this year, all that shit has been, crime and
been on a rise.
Assault has been on a rise like crazy, man. And now on Halloween, man, that is just a wicked ass day, man. That's where all the fucking crazies come out. And since they're in disguise, man, you're gonna see a lot of things happening, man.
That always happens. Children get put to death via poison, or they get kidnapped. Even John Todd said that. He said, I don't know why any Christian would celebrate Halloween, man.
Hell yeah.
He spoke against this mega church called Calvary. Back then they were big. It's a franchise. Calvary Church is a franchise, man. But he was talking about that because he said a lot of them do that shit, and they do. Y'all celebrate that Halloween shit. You dress your kids up as demons. Hey, even if it ain't Halloween, you got Jake celebrating Dias Mortis, man, which is the Dead of Dead. What the fuck is wrong with you? Where is that in the scriptures at? That's nowhere to be found. But they do that shit. Why? Because it's in them. And again, John Todd said that he don't know why any Christian would do that, because that's a high holiday for witches and warlocks, man. A day where they kidnap people and put them to death. They sacrifice children, men and women on that day, man. You might not see it amongst you, man, but them practitioners and witchcraft and wizardry, man, they do that shit on a high level, meaning they actually do it. They actually kill people, man, it's like they're getting away with that shit. But they commercialize that shit. So now you go to the store and you buy all this Halloween shit. They get ready for Halloween in September in retail stores. Yeah. September and August, and then Halloween is just one cheesy ass day. Soon as it's the late part of September, early part of October, they're already pushing in that Thanksgiving spirit shit and Christmas. If you watch Harry Potter, they were celebrating Christmas. Yeah. But this supposed to be the day of Christ, right? Jesus' day, Jesus' birthday. Yeah. Why a bunch of witches and warlocks celebrating Christmas, nigga? Because witches and warlocks celebrate Christmas because it's not a day of the Lord, man. That's right. That's not a high holy day. That's right. That's a holly day, a wicked day, a hallowed day for the Edomites. Yeah, Edomites are for the witches.
That's actually the winter solstice, where it's the day with the least daylight on it, man. Mm-hmm. You know, so they all that they use, you know, people's energy, like in Halloween. You know, that wicked vibration goes out, man. Mm-hmm. They always make it about the kids and shit, but I remember going to the Halloween parade in New York City in the village and shit. You ever been there? No. The village is like, man, that shit is like the worst shit you could ever go to, because it's like a neighborhood where it's like all these free hippie and ketamite people, like just like free, I guess you would call them open-minded, you know, people. Mm-hmm. And then you see all sorts of wickedness out there, bro. And Halloween, it's like the big parade goes through that neighborhood, and you see all sorts of wicked shit, bro. I remember there was like this one time there was this group of people, and they were dressed as the Scooby-Doo gang and shit. Oh yeah. And they had a bunch of weird ass people, bro, just like taking pictures with these people. There was this guy dressed as Scooby-Doo and shit, and then he was like humping people and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was in the world, but I was still like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man? And then everybody wants to dress as a murderer, as blood, like
Jason, Michael Myers. All those movies is about nothing but murder.
But murder, yeah.
And that's the spirit of Jake, and that's why when them little ski masks came out for the C-19. Now niggas dressing that gave a lot of authority to niggas to just be straight up wicked, man. Yeah. You wasn't trying to protect against no germ. You niggas put them masks on so nobody could see your face, and you were committing all kinds of acts of crime. That's right. And wickedness, man. And that's what those days. Halloween is nothing more than Samhain's Day, man. Which is a straight up wickedness, man. You know, you celebrate New Year's. That's the day of Bacchus, man. What do you do on New Year's Day? You drink in excess and you revel, man. You do wickedness, man. Adultery, all kinds of shit, man. And you think that this is sweet. Would you think in a righteous society, in a righteous rulership, in a righteous kingdom, that those days will be reverenced? Hell no, man. Hell no. Them shits is about to be put out, man.
That's right.
You know, it's a big day of wickedness, man. And you people dressing up as a bunch of wickedness, man. Which that goes back to witchcraft, man. But the whole world is engulfed into that shit, man. Why? Because the rulers of this world, man, are empowered, man. Can you get 1 Maccabees chapter 1, where it says and evils were multiplied? Whenever you Edomites or any of you heathen are empowered, man, evils get multiplied in the earth, but especially when the border of wickedness is ruling, man. And that's why Yahweh Bashim is coming for you, man. And you know it. You're trying to prepare and fight against it, but you're going to lose, nigga. It's in the script. Listen, man. Y'all playing a movie out. Y'all living a movie out that's directed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that's written, directed, and starring Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his people, man.
That's right.
Okay? The script may not be entertaining to you, but it's greatly entertaining and useful for us.
That's right.
And the scripts say, you lose, nigga. You are a loser, Esau. That's why we don't imitate you. We don't envy you. You're a loser. You're not the winner. We got the victory through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Through the blood of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we got the victory, man. If we die on this side, if we live, guess what? We got the victory, man. We're Israelites.
That's right.
Fuck out of here, man. We ain't got to feign no victory, bruh. It's the true one, man. You got the consolation prize, man. We got the first prize, nigga. You mad? How you gonna try to trick somebody into giving you the first prize? It can't be done. Even if we wanted to, which we don't, we couldn't give it to you, man, because it ain't yours. Like Eddie Kane told Flash, why you trying? How does it feel to be me? You ain't me, because you ain't got it. Huh? You ain't got it.
That's right. First Maccabees 1 and verse 7 says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one on his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
There it is. Evils were multiplied in the earth when you devils came into power, man. You created your own kingdom, man.
That's right.
Ptolemy wasn't a king. Lysimachus, Antiochus, none of them weren't kings, and that they were born kings, man. These were just people that came up and they were in power and they put crowns upon their heads, and so did their sons, man. Antipater, he wasn't no fucking king. He wasn't born royal. He got put in power. He was a client king. And his children were client kings. And they got put in power. And they created their own wicked dynasty called the Herodian dynasty, man. They were not Israelites. We're royal people, man. We were born kings. We're the princes, man. It's in our name, nigga. Yashur Allah. He is prince of the power, or he's a prince with the Most High. It don't mean he struggled with an angel. No, he wrestled with an angel. So they call him Israel. No, nigga. Yashur Allah. He is the prince of the power. We're princes whether we know it or not.
That's right.
Whether we want to be or not, that's our role. And we're going to be elevated to kingship once the King of Kings come, man. It said he's the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, nigga.
That's right.
We ain't got to make that up. We ain't got to put no, I ain't got to feign that, man. It's in us, man. Like Pimp said, it ain't on me, nigga. It's in me, man. It ain't on me. It's on you people right now because you're in power. But it's in us.
That's right.
That's why it looked better when we got it on, man. A lot of them clothes from the Middle Ages, man, you put them on Jakes, it look way better than an Edomite, bruh. Because it was made for Israelite, man. It wasn't made for an Edomite. You a servant, nigga. Just like a woman. A woman doesn't belong in the seat of power. Why? Because power wasn't made for her. She don't have it. That's in the scriptures, man. She was born a void of wisdom. It ain't her fault. It's just the way the Lord created her. She's a servant. She's the helpmeet. She's the helpmeet. Helpmate. Servant. Slave. Nigga. It wasn't created for us to be those things, man. Neither is it going to be created for us to be there in perpetuity. It's not. Look at them Moabites and Ammonites. Them niggas look like servants, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at them Elamites, man. They look like servants. They actually look like it. Them Hamites, they look like servants, man. The only one that's fighting against being a servant, even though they look like one, is Edom.
That's right.
You Edom, that's nothing superior about you. You can't even be in the fucking sun, vampire. You can't. I can stay in the sun as long as I want. The most I might get is my skin to peel a little bit. But guess what? This brown don't mellow down, man. Even this brother, man, he can be in the sun all day. Yeah, he might get a little bit of worker's tan, but the brother ain't gonna die. You Edomite, you sit in the sun for more than 2 hours, man, you're out of here, man. You can't even sit, you can't even lay down, man. Oh, it hurts.
Weeks.
Weeks, man. And then you got the audacity to claim that you're the superior man. You out of your fucking mind, man. You're weak. You broke. You busted. And you disgusted, nigga. The only reason why people want to be like you, act like you, is because you are in rulership. They're nothing but followers. All of these nations are followers, man. Including our nation, man. They're acting like they're sheep. They have to be led, but they have to be led the right way. That's why the shepherd is coming. Yahweh, man. You got it, bro.
Right. You want me to get Psalms 2?
Yeah, let's read that. We can wrap it up on that.
Psalms 2 and verse 1, it says, why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, so you nations thinking that you're going to rule in perpetuity and continuous. No, nigga. The scripture tells you, Edomites, that you got your days are with the Most High, man. He set a bound in which you cannot pass. You telling us your goals, you telling us your aspirations, but telling us and doing is one thing from another. Right. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get it because it wasn't given to you, man. Go ahead, and you can't steal it. We didn't steal it. You claim we did, but we didn't. The Lord said it. He told your mother, Rebecca. What was it, Rachel? Rebecca. He told her, hey, look, one people is going to be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Who was born first? I'll wait. Exactly, Esau. So you're the servant, nigga. I ain't no Edomite. He ain't no Edomite, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
And those bands and those cords are those laws, statutes, and commandments. It stopped them from doing their enterprise in wickedness. It stopped that. It holds them down from that. It prevents them. So the rulers, which are all these other nations, starting off with the nation of Edom, you can read that in the book of what? Psalms 82. Can you get that real quick? Psalms 82? 82? 83. Psalms 83. It says the tabernacles of Edom. Is it 83?
Yeah. Psalms 83 and 2, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Yeah, these nations hate the Most High, man. Why? Because he didn't choose them.
That's right.
Especially Esau. He really hates the Most High. He got a hard on against the Most High, man. Because he wasn't chosen, man. He was put aside, man. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Mm-hmm. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
And that's why we got so much division amongst us, man. They don't want us to be a nation. But when you see this sign, you realize that we are one nation. We are one, man.
That's right.
But they don't want that. Go ahead.
It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, and then we ain't talking about the state of Israel. Yasha Allah as a nation of people is not remembered. What do they push? The Jewish nation, the Jewish this, the Jewish that, a Jewish world. The Lord ain't saving no Jewish people, man. He's saving the Israelites, man. Starting out with the elected of Israelites, man. All 12 tribes, man. Not just one. The tribe of Judah is the head of the nation. But you got to have a body. What's the use of a head if you don't have a body, man? Go ahead.
Verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and of Moab, and the Hagarenes, or Gebal, and Ammon, and Amlet, and the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asshur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot.
That's right. And then when you look at all those nations, those are the nations that's running this world right now, man.
That's right.
The nation of Edom, the so-called white man, he's running it on top. You got Moab and Ammon, Chinese and Japanese. They run it right behind them. You got the Philistines. You got the Ishmaelites. They all running. The Ishmaelites, they got a dick grip on the oil, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And the children of Lot, they assured them Assyrians, they helping the children of Lot, man. Here it is, you look at Lot's children, man. Those kids that came from that incestuous relationship that happened between them. It wasn't Lot's fault. Lot didn't want that. He was drunk. And he got drunk. It's like somebody slipping you a Mickey. They didn't do that to him once, they did it to him twice. Which showed you how demonic his daughters were, man. And simple-minded they were. And they tricked him. And now you got a nation of incestuous people running around this fucking planet called Chinese and Japanese, man. Or Korean. Y'all people are through. And when we look at you people, you can tell you through, man. You got a permanent case of Down syndrome, man. But the Lord wanted that. It was all the will of the Lord. He created 2 slave nations out of that situation, man. And Lot's still righteous, man. Lot's still righteous. So he's good. But them Moabites and Ammonites, they're through. You can't even come into our congregation, man. You're not even allowed, ever. Go ahead, bro.
Back in Psalms 2 and 4, it says, "He that sitteth in the heavens," let me read 3 again. Psalms 2 and 3, "Let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision."
And that's what the Lord is doing. Because while y'all over here making all these grandiose plans, these plans of illusion, and all this, I'ma rule forever, we're gonna chip everybody, we're gonna have the Edomite families owning these motherfuckers, promising the other heathen this and that. Guess what? The Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, is laughing at you niggas, man. Ha ha ha. Why? Because he got you in derision, man. He already got you set up for the kill. What's that term for derision? Look that up in the blue letter. He got you in derision, man. You ain't finna rule shit, man. This might be seem long to us, man, but this is a short time in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And he gonna make quick riddance of you, man. You nations are done, man. Like the brothers in England say, man. You nations are taking a piss in your peak, man. Your fucking peak. Your peak meaning that you're out of here. You're done. Fucking peak, man. Go ahead.
Kind of derision. It says to mock, deride, ridicule, or to mock, or having derision.
Yeah. So the Most High, he got you in the ridicule, man. He's making a mockery of you, man. And he's looking at you. You're felling left and right. You're through. Your women are through. Your men are through. Your children are even through. You're a 2- and 3-time loser.
That's right.
You know, and you just can't get that through your greasy head. Brakatah.
Verse 5, it says, "Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure."
Yeah, so the Lord's going to speak to you in his wrath, man. Where he speak to us through his prophets, okay? And gives us grace to repent and to get right. He ain't going to do that to you nations, man. He going to speak to you nations in his wrath, and he going to use us to do it, man. He said he going to use us to judge you, man. Especially you Edomites, man. And the rest of you nations, man. And then you gonna know the Lord's vengeance, man. That's how the Lord talks to y'all. He talks to us through his son, through the word, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, through the prophets who speak the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. He gonna speak to you. The only way the you nations gonna know the Lord is through the wrath. And how with that? Look at all the examples. Look at what happened in ancient Egypt. Wrath. The Roman Empire. Wrath. The Greek Empire. Wrath. It was all wrath, man. Oh, and that's how the second leg of Rome is going down. This Roman Empire that we're living in right now, the spiritual Roman, Babylon, this place is going to be talked to in wrath, man.
Right.
All of this shit you see in front of you is going to be on fire. Go ahead.
Verse 6, "Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Yep. Ask of me."
That's Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Shai. He said that on a couple of times, man. He even said it in front of the apostles, which were disciples at the time. What is it? James, Peter, and John, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, "This is my son, who I'm greatly pleased in. Listen to him, man. Take heed to him, man."
That's right. Verse 8, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession."
Yep. So we're gonna have the whole entire earth. Just like you nations got the earth, you Edomites got the whole earth in your possession, man. And a brother sent me 2 videos over the weekend of one of you Edomites in Switzerland, I think it was, and another how cheap it is to live in Bali, man. And that place is beautiful, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God damn, $31 for that? I mean, a hotel room is like a hotel room, but we can do whatever. We can chill in Bali, man. That portion at least. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know.
Yeah, no, and you know, a lot of majority of Jake, they have jobs where you physically have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But Esau and these heathens, they get remote jobs and they live wherever the fuck they want.
Yep,
man.
they do. They do. They be in Bali making American money. In Brazil, making American money. In Mexico, making American money. Because America's money is the world currency, man. Right. It's the chief world currency, man. You know, so that shit go a long way over there in them places, man. You know. But we're gonna have the earth in our possession, and we ain't gonna have to pay nothing, man. Everything gonna be free, just like them super elite. Everything is free to them. If they want to have breakfast in London, they can. If they want to have dinner in Japan, they can do that. They can fly from one bin, and they don't have to go through TSA. Ain't nobody pat them down. They got a car waiting on them right as soon as they land. On time, ain't late. They ain't waiting for shit. That's how it's gonna be for us, man.
That's right. It says, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel." And
that's repeated. In Revelation chapter 2, verse 26, man. So we're gonna break them. It says, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy possession," because they are our inheritance, man. Anytime we have a slave, it got to be of the heathen nations, man. Those we're gonna use for our inheritance. Just like we are your inheritance right now, man.
That's right.
Whenever an Edomite drop dead, a super elite Edomite drop dead, his children get us into their possession. Them blue chip stocks, all them numbers, all them social security numbers, man. Those national numbers, all those numbers that they give us, man. Those are tracking numbers for each person on the earth for the super elite to see their inheritance, man. One of us drop dead, they get paid for that shit, bruh.
Okay, Jalisco, what the fuck?
What's that, like Mexico?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but fucking people trying to get over us on us, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Scamming. Ain't gonna be no scamming in the kingdom of heaven either, bruh. No scamming. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10, it says, "Be wise now, therefore, ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth, serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little."
And that's what we're doing. We're kissing the Son by doing this work, man.
Blessed are all they that put their trust in him.
And that's right. That's it, man. We're not gonna be cursed for putting our trust in Yahweh Shah. We're gonna be blessed, man. Right. It's with that we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. We give double honors and praises to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And say salutations to our fellow Ak, and keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Hey, Shalom.